welfare check is early this month. Looking to chill, interact, and have fun. Open up my YouTube page, and I see your melting face. And when I hear you burn, I'm the only dent on earth. This is so meaningful to me. Yeah, you're hurting back, your greasy hair, your patchy goatee is meaningful to me. Yeah, is meaningful to me. Yeah, yeah, your shitty playthroughs are all I need. I know you're guilty, but you're meaningful to me. Yeah, you're meaningful to me. Yeah, you don't work just like my legs. Fuck the stupid trolls saying that you beg. You're not the same guy you were yesterday. Here's 150 for the vest today. It's time for a silly bubble blow, or I'm gonna close the tab and go. What's your favorite type of food? And can you read my haiku? Yeah, you're hurting back, your greasy hair, your patchy goatee is meaningful to me. Yeah, is meaningful to me. Yeah, yeah, your shitty playthroughs are all I need. I know you're guilty, but you're meaningful to me. Yeah, you're meaningful to me. Yeah, you're hurting back, your greasy hair, your patchy goatee is meaningful to me. Yeah, is meaningful to me. Yeah, yeah, your shitty playthroughs are all I need. I know you're guilty, but you're meaningful to me. Yeah, you're meaningful to me. Yeah, you're hurting back, your greasy hair, your patchy goatee is meaningful to me.
That being said,
Hello. This is Phil Burnell. All right. And just wanted to tell you that I love the podcast. That being said, big ups. That being said, which vest is podcast best? That being said, relaxing, chill, interactive, fun. That being said, which vest is podcast best? That being said, one of my mannerisms. Relaxing, chill, interactive, fun. ALT Insider, the legend. Fantastic Mr. Sam, the dentist. Speak to the dead. Psychological style host. Me or cat. Artistic style host. That being said, which vest is podcast best? That being said, which vest is podcast best?
If there was ever meaningful content, it's being produced right here on That Being Said.
Hilarious. Oh my God, laughing. We are laughing. Hello, everybody. What's up? We are in the house for Saturday Style, one show week style. Hope you're doing well out there in the house today. Steve is joining us in a second, by the way. But we do have the beautiful and talented Len the Deranged. Hello, sir.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
First time ever on the show. It is nice to have you with us. We do have Steve joining as well here. Not his fault. It was not anybody's fault. 4 people say it's my fault. Steve was on time, not his fault. Steve, are you joining us in 3, 2, 1? Steve! God damn it. It'll happen, though. It'll happen. Give it a second. Anyway, there he is. Hello, Steve.
For once, it wasn't actually my fault. Really.
Yes. It was no one's fault. Don't blame anyone for this.
The history books.
Meerkat in the house as well. Meerkat, any business style announcements you want to share with the beautiful people out there?
In the house, I just want to update everybody that the 3rd annual King of the Ring is underway. Please send us your entries until May the 1st of this year. You got a little bit less than a month, and I am proud to say that many people have already started sending us their entries, and the rules are the following: 90-second stops, audio or video. There's going to be a separate category for AI, so if you have AI stuff, just send it. Make sure to label it as AI, and we're going to put it there. We're going to have a secret panel of judges decide which the best and top AI songs are, so we can vote for them in the finals. And that's pretty much it. Make sure to make it clear in your email that your song is for the King by using the tag King 2025 and your name with which you would like to participate. And also, I would like to thank people for sending us other stuff in the mail, some of which we are going to show today, hopefully, if we have enough time for that. But thank you anyways for sharing your stuff and sending us clips and stuff that we can send, we can show and watch and have fun. Thank you.
Big ups, everybody. And also, if you want to, like some people are, if you know, it's best if you send a video with just the lyrics. It doesn't have to be a cool video, just the lyric video. But if you don't want to do that, that's fine. But please send your lyrics in as well, and I'll make it for you, all right? So just we have the lyrics on the screen, okay? And especially if you're doing an AI video, it's not very hard to make those, guys. So try to make it a lyric video if you're doing AI, okay? But go ahead.
I would say the best for everybody is for you to upload the video on your channel and put it as unlisted. So when you make it public, we can send people to your channel so they can give you views.
Yes, so that's the goal. That's the best thing to do. Steve, it sounds like your mic is doing a weird, like, fuzzy thing, interference style thing. Could you, like, plug it in now for a second? Unplug it and plug it back in or something. Sounds like that might figure it out. But anyways, okay, also in terms of announcement style, we have a new, we don't have it, but Pixar Animations has it, new video coming out today, premiering at 5 p.m. Eastern, entitled Code 22. So definitely check that out later today, all right, my friends? That is going to be extremely hype. Code 220 in the house. Well, I think I said code 22 at the beginning, but 220, because I'm a 220, but that is it, all right? Anyways, moving forward positively here. We have so much stuff to get to today. Zero chance we get to it all. But where are we going to start? Where's the best place to start? Well, go ahead.
Before we do,
Before
we do, I have a business style announcement. I have to shout out Street Panda because today I got my copy of Dave's Big Coloring Book.
Yes, that is actually not that one.
It is out now. You can get it on Amazon. It's incredible.
It is a beautiful thing.
Whole thing, but it's genuinely, the art in it is fantastic. It's incredible. There's one where like Phil's a xenomorph. I fucking love it. Can't wait to get that one done.
A lot of stuff in there. Here's the Amazon link, by the way. I will give it to you in chat here. It is pretty wild. I can't show you even all the pages.
Stradivarius, it is real. It is real. You can actually buy this. I think it costs $16.51 in America.
Yes, $16.51. Here's a sample of a page here. On the right side, we have Philip enjoying his time with the bear, getting some tummy time there. On the left, we have a very robust Catherine it seems to be a Japanese-style garb enjoying sushi. Might be a Tyrone situation on the left there. It's very twisted, all right? It's very twisted, but it's very hype as well. So if you haven't picked it up, check that out right now. A lot of good stuff in there. I'll be showing more pages in the future as well because there's a lot of stuff in there. And we can't even show everything on YouTube, I don't think, because some of it is twisted, just being honest.
Definitely for adults, that one.
Yes. Some of it is very twisted. Anyways, also in the P.O. Box, okay, someone sent me something interesting, and I want to share it with y'all. I'm not going to wear it.
Is it a payday bar?
It was not a payday bar, but someone sent me this. I don't know if you want credit for this or not, my friend, but they sent me the rabbit shirt that DSP has. It's the authentic rabbit style shirt that DSP has. It's the real one. So when we get the museum rocking and rolling, this will be a part of the museum for sure. Maybe in the.
That's incredible. Well done to whoever that was.
It's the real thing. It is it. It's the rabbit style. This is the one he used to wear, which is, much more interesting now, isn't it? That we know about some deaths in the family, possibly, and he had a shirt with rabbits on it. Rocklo, there he is. Rocklo. He says, I sent it and I was drunk. There we go, Rocklo. You're
well
a legend. But anyways, okay. Next up, real quick, let's get to a DSP in the wild, shall we? And let me tell you, the uptick of these we've been saying. Go, please. You go first.
We're getting ahead of ourselves. I know it's been a long time since we've had a new guest on the podcast.
Yes. Oh, you're right. You're right.
As probably some of our viewers, much like myself, I'm not very familiar with Sir Len the Deranged. So, Len, please introduce yourself to us. How did you get into the DSP stuff? What did you do? And what do the people expect from you when they come to your channel?
Okay, so I got started with Low Tier God. I got in through Low Tier God. My friend showed me him a long time ago, back when we used to work together, maybe over 10 years ago. But I loved Low Tier God content. I was foremost a Low Tier God Detractor. But as I ran out of Low Tier God content, because he gets everything taken down, I started seeing in the recommendeds and started seeing in the comments, wow, he's like the black DSP.
Yeah.
And so I thought, okay, well, who's DSP? And I would see videos about it and raging at Street Fighter stuff. So I'd watch it and think, oh yeah, this guy's pretty funny too. He is like LTG. Well, then I started seeing stuff in the recommended stuff like DSP scams fans. And at the time I thought, okay, well, what's a scam? He probably promised them a set and then bolted after the first game. That's kind of a scam. No, actual scams. And that's where I got hooked into it, was the legacy of DSP being a scumbag through and through.
Mm-hmm.
And,
do you remember which scam?
I joined around when he was doing the victory lap, or I started following him when he started doing the victory lap about the escort saga. And when I came into that, I thought I was kind of anti-Detractor at first. Because like, well, how can this guy celebrate so much? He clearly must have won big time. And then as I learned, I'm like, no, they were the winners, and you're stupid, Phil. And then I just started making content because I thought, well, everyone has something they probably want to say about the guy, and I probably don't have anything new to say. But so I did my content's a bit more of an absurdist flair. I'm often just going off on diatribes about like, what if DSP was pure energy or something like that? Just nonsense crap. But I have fun with. I'm the guy who he's talking about when he says the Detractor slander him. I slander him all day. Like the bird chirping sound. My Theo theory, or I guess you could say deranged theory, because it's just wrong. It's incorrect. Is that he used the Kino Casino money to build a gymnasium and cats doing basketball. And so so it's that kind of shit you can expect, that kind of crap. And I don't know. I guess people kind of resonated with it, and that brings me to here.
Big ups.
And what they expect from me is most people expect me to go on some sort of tangent, but I'm trying to be on my best behavior for this.
And also, I should have said, I'll be on Len's show tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. I'll be on his show. We're going to be watching This Is How You Don't Play of some form of fashion. We don't exactly know yet, but yeah, that'll be tonight, 8 p.m. in the house tonight. So big ups to Len for joining us. And so
I have a question for Len, though. As somebody who is just vaguely familiar with LTG, I guess I have two questions. Which one makes the better content, and which one is the bigger piece of shit?
Well, who makes the better content? Technically, Low Tier God, because he does put in a little bit more work with his stuff. He does have some interns who make some pretty good animations. Like when he comes out of that, there's an animation where he comes out of like a cryopod. It's really goofy, but some time went into it. More time than what DSP's ever done.
Yeah.
He has music playing, and he has a little bit more of an inviting atmosphere until he starts talking. Then it suddenly becomes very uninviting. And in terms of piece of shit, it's really yin and yang with this dude, because LTG is just more of an outright psychopath, whereas DSP is just an obnoxious narcissist. And but I do think that a lot of people sleep on Loads Your God. He's a fantastic locale to follow. He's you guys might see the stuff like, he rages at Street Fighter, or he tells people to off themselves and stuff like that. No. What you guys want to see is him talking about aliens. I promise you, it's the funniest shit you've ever heard in your life.
Go ahead. I was gonna say, does LTG have real, like, legitimate? DSP has like probably 10 real fans out there that do exist that like him, not because he's a lolcow. Does LTG have those people too, or has he lost them all?
He has some legitimate fans, but they're not that much more than DSP. His marketing gimmick, or his draw, is that he's kind of like an off-brand Red Pill. He's never going to say he's Red Pill because he thinks he's better than everyone. So, of course, he does Red Pill better than everyone. And so you've got a lot of people there who have some sort of draw to that. And so he teaches them what masculinity is by screaming.
Cool. There you go. And how about this? Fighting game skill, right? How would you rate those? Like, in terms of a new game, he's playing Street Fighter 6. Who do you expect to win more on the open, playing field?
It's a rough question. I'm sorry that every question's rough, because they are very parallel with their things. Currently, right now, DSP would beat him, and that's because LTG doesn't even try anymore. As soon as he gets hit, dashboard, he's done.
Okay.
But in the past, in Street Fighter 5, LTG would probably double perfect DSP. He was pretty good at Street Fighter 5, and that's a reality of things.
Yeah. Because remember, he did like not get like shut out during his thing with Viscount, and Viscount was obviously a big fighting game dude back in the day when he had that beef with Viscount. He didn't get shut out or anything. He did lose, but
he has the same hang-up that DSP has, where he's decent, but he has a very defined ceiling. And for LTG, his skill is just a little bit higher, so his ceiling's still there, but better than DSP.
There you go. Oh, Guy Lloyd said it was 10-6. There we go. Yeah. All right. Good. Interesting.
Who has the better rage quit?
LTG, man. He's bouncing controllers off walls. He almost hit his roommate in the face with a controller. He's screaming while his girlfriend's lying. And that's very past tense. His girlfriend and her friend are. I know. We joke about Leanna being caked up on the bed and whatnot.
Yeah.
But we had LTG's girlfriend plus one of her friends basically caked up on the bed, and he's freaking out and throwing his controller around. So that's pretty embarrassing. His screaming is fantastic. His verbal abuse is better. In a lot of ways, LTG is just better than Phil.
Interesting. But how about the piss jug lore? Because didn't there get an update to that lore recently? I think he admitted to the piss jug thing was like it was real or whatever. Doesn't it?
He showed it.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So the piss jug is all real. That's all true. Okay. Yeah. Piss jug is real. Okay. Interesting. He held up the piss jug, and that, just to reiterate for what the piss jug is, that when you're playing games, instead of going to the bathroom, you piss in the jug. That's just, there's nothing more to it, right?
Yeah.
There's a little bit more to it with
this out.
Sorry.
Go over your cat.
No one could have figured this out by the word piss jug.
I just want to make sure.
In-depth analysis.
Yeah, please, Len.
So he's got these, again, why he's a fascinating dude. He's got some weird hang-ups with science. I would say he's got anti-scientific views, but they're not anti-scientific views as you usually know them. It's more like he doesn't understand science. And one of them is that he doesn't understand germ theory. He thinks that peeing in a toilet is inherently unsanitary because your piss goes flying all over the room on a subatomic level. And so it's unsanitary, which maybe...
I mean,
so he pisses in a jug.
I think, didn't like Mythbusters do this thing where they put like toothbrushes, every single inch of a bathroom they put toothbrushes on, and they even put one under a cup, and then they tested them all for fecal matter, and what they found was that fecal matter is everywhere, even in the one that had the cup on it the whole time. So you can never run from fecal matter, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's
and
on your phone right now.
Yeah, I'm sure it's the same for urine matter, I would guess. Yeah. It's just a part of life, guys. Good start to the show, though.
I would imagine that's worse in Phil's house, at least.
Yes.
Got to be like a bit more noticeable than a subatomic level there.
Yes. Agree. I think vacuuming and cleaning might help with your fecal matter, but I mean, you know. Anyways, okay. Enough talk about piss jug. Any questions before we get going here, Meerkat, for Len of the Range, the legend?
I don't know.
How about? Oh, wait. Could you say what? I just thought of one. Excuse me, Meerkat. I'm stealing your time here.
Yeah, go ahead.
What is, you would think, the thing that LTG is known for the most? Like, in DSP, it's jerking off, right? But what's LTG's thing? You would say, if you want to get someone in the LTG, what do you go to? What's the one thing?
Honestly, the biggest hook is that this dude is a super mega racist despite being black. And if you look into his history, it's kind of sad, his origin story. That's what I'm saying. You guys need to get into him. I think you three would like this guy.
All right.
His childhood is rather abusive. He was not welcomed by his kin. He wasn't. He was ostracized by his ethnicity, and so that fostered a form of intense hatred towards them, and but at the same time a longing for approval. And so you see that with a lot of his stuff and why it is that he's so racist. But the other thing that's become more recent is the fact that he had a secret daughter all along, which I thought would be impossible. I would assume DSP had a kid before I thought LTG had.
Really?
He just screams sexless. Yeah, he does. I mean, the way he talks about sex is how a sixth grader who may have read a Playboy thinks about sex. It's so juvenile. It's very childish. And I think, okay, this guy's never seen a woman naked, period. So
how does he talk about women,
though?
Because DSP talks about women like, well, he doesn't care what he looks like. I mean, clearly LTG cares what he looks like, at least on the surface level. And how does he talk about women like on the game and like on video games? Does he say they're hot, or does he not talk about them like that at all? What is his like?
It's intensely sexual. You don't know about the ass audits.
Yeah, so it seems like he's at least horny, right? Like you would have no idea DSP is horny at this point.
There are a lot of things I'm learning about right now.
His ass audits, just to sum that up, is that he will occasionally do these videos where he'll watch models going down the runway, and then when they turn around, he pauses the video and does a full-blown ass phrenology. It's amazing. And he'll test like the undercuppage, the dimpling, the size. Dude gets mathematically with that shit. So yeah, he's pretty horny. He's doing ass assessments.
But you're still saying you think he would not have sex. You would guess he had less chance of having sex than DSP, even with that.
Oh, knowledge. Definitely.
Interesting.
Definitely. I think that DSP would accidentally have it. I don't see a way that LTG would accidentally.
Well, he did find himself a wild minx, wild lynx with Leanna, so she kind of forced the issue, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think that he could have been just completely distracted with something else and it happened.
Okay.
I'm just going to say,
I'm trying to watch Raw.
As a casual observer, every time I've heard LTG go sexual, it's been about dudes and shoving stuff up their ass.
Oh, it's time for men. Yeah, about that.
Yeah.
We really could just have an entire stream about Dale. He's fascinating, and it's where it is that these things come from. And there's a psychological element to a lot of LTG stuff. LTG, sorry to get too dark about this.
Yes.
He bases his understanding of physical dynamics in terms of masculinity and superiority based off of cliches from prison sex violence. And that's not a joke. He thinks that to emasculate a man is to make you more powerful. And so that's why he makes these weird, bizarre sex rants about booty busting other men and stuff. He just thinks it's a power trip. Yeah. There's more to this guy than people think. It's not just throwing controllers.
Pretty dark.
Maybe a members only stream for that one.
yeah, interesting. So okay, we're not. So, but DSP does that too. But I don't think it's from that same place, right? Because DSP talks a lot about putting things in ass, taking things out of ass, eating things out of ass.
No,
but I don't think it's a domination thing.
Juvenile and fecal.
Yeah. It's like a middle school style thing, right?
Come on, you can't go into the pub with your mates gay. I mean,
well, that's that.
It's completely different.
Come on,
Wells
that's different. That's very,
DSP,
very yeah.
It is like middle school level, but from the 60s. It's like he got this weird old guy energy about him in the way he talks and treats stuff and his worldview and his idea of what a family is like. It's almost like he was in a time capsule.
He's still a boomer. He's raised by his parents, and they're like the most social exposure that he'll have had through his childhood. So they'll have imprinted on him more than anyone else. And so we'll have their attitude about like what a family is supposed to be. Like the man earns the money, and the woman cooks and cleans, and all that stuff.
Yep.
I got twisted Leave It to Beaver kind of mentality.
He said this week about, he said, in my fingernail, I have a catch in my fingernail. I have a catch in my fingernail. And I don't know, maybe that's a word in British English, but I searched it. What does a catch in his fingernail mean? It's a term from the 50s and 60s, and it is right. That's what you say. I have never heard that in my life, so I looked it up. It said it's a 50s and 60s word. Catch. It sounds like he's raised by his grandparents, you know what I mean? Sometimes. And I think that's, what it's from. It's a catch. It's a catch in my fingernail.
His parents were when they had him? Would they in their 40s when they had him?
Must be older, right?
I don't know, because Dave's in his 60s, isn't he? So that would mean he was roughly 20 when he had him. But it feels like they should have been a bit older to sort of imprint that level. So maybe they've got it from their grandparents as well. But yeah, it's definitely coming from them and how they've raised him.
It's really weird. People are saying I knew that word without Googling. That's not true. Go ahead, Meerkat. Sorry.
Maybe also it was Catholic school. If Sister Anna May was like 95 years old.
Could be. But she had great tits, decent tits, but she was a little crazy. Don't forget, Meerkat. He did describe her like that. So, I mean, that could be the case. Who knows?
I like him like that. Catholic, crazy, big tits. That's it.
It's not worth it.
Let's speed run a few. Let's speed run a few of these DSPs in the wild. Let me tell you, the frequency we're getting sent these is picking up, and these are all recent, by the way. So this is from the YouTuber entitled Greasehole, which is a funny name. 16,000 subscribers, and they're playing Metal Gear Solid. Let's see what they say.
100%. After I got those 2 tags from the Marines in Hold 1 and 3...
Oh, is that Darkside Phil? Here's the history of this game.
I want to fucking go prone behind a rail. I want to run this way. The controls are fucking god-awful.
I turned in the photos to Otacon.
That was it for a little tiny reference there. Didn't even go to the jerking off, which was interesting. Next up, Botchamania. This channel, 154,000 subscribers. Big up.
Did you watch the Royal Rumble last night? There was a fan in the pre-show crowd that read DSP get a job. I agree. Well, good for you. Agreeing. And good for him for being a complete loser and getting on the pre-show. Who the hell watches the pre-show? I don't watch the pre-show.
Okay, so they played this
rant. Get on camera on a pre-show that 4 people watch. What a loser.
No.
That's such a stupid point, though.
Brilliant, Matthew. Well done.
But go ahead, Meerkat, with your point.
Yeah, that's a stupid point, because the guy actually went to a show of something he likes, and he stayed for the whole show, not just the pre-show.
Yeah.
And his sign was visible later as well.
Yes. Like, I think we need to level up the sign game, honestly. But, I mean, he got on the fucking... You just cope to say he didn't succeed in his goal. You know what I mean? I mean, he fucking succeeded. That's a success.
Do they check those signs?
You think
you
they
can sneak them in.
Oh, you can? Because I'd imagine they check them,
just
right?
like slip it under your shirt.
Nice.
They're about that size, aren't they? So
okay.
It'd fit round.
I was wondering, you can't go too blue with some of those signs.
No, you can't. No. Not anymore. Attitude Era was really different.
Oh yeah,
they do check them if there's something that goes against like the company, if it's insulting to some wrestler or giving shout outs to a different company. But if it's something about DSP, nobody is gonna care.
Yeah,
awesome.
Probably not gonna get Roman as a wank pheasant again.
No, nothing like that. Show me the puppy. Show me the puppies off the table. I remember those days. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, next one. This is from a 58,000 subscriber channel known as Early Bird, and this one is a little bit more subtle. Okay, this is a very subtle one, but someone sent this to me, and I'll have chat. You decide if this is a nod towards DSP or not. Here we go.
This is an immaculately, perfectly robust and meaningful game.
Robust and the meaningful. No other reference to DSP though. It's a tough one, right? Okay. And last one for the day here today. Let's go.
Nobody would care. Nobody would watch you anymore. So
this is an Amberlin creator known as Hecticana. Here we go.
I keep drawing a comparison to Darkside Phil because they are both very narcissistic.
Yes.
But they both are convinced that they're making meaningful content.
Yes.
Right? That they're changing lives with their channel. And the only people that hate them are trolls and people that just hate them and want to see them fail. Like they think they've been targeted because they're doing such great work or something. I don't know.
Awesome.
Yes, that's true, by the way. This person has had a great point. They are both amazingly narcissistic and think they are changing the world. That is correct. Okay, so Meerkat, you want to talk about this video? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Steve,
Sorry,
please.
just quick interjection. Can we introduce the Matt McMuscles rule? Because he puts a lot of DSP references in his content. So,
okay,
just
there we go.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
Hi, Matt.
Let's go to this video. Meerkat, did you get a chance to watch this?
Great.
Smokey McSee put out a video just about DSP. 75,000 views. Came out yesterday. What was on this one?
Yeah, basically I added it to the docket just so we can give it a shout out. It's picking up steam. It's a channel that covers lolcows, usually like a variety of lolcows, whatever the guy decides. It's a fun video. You can go check it out.
And this is about begging for $900, which is what what he did literally last week. And then last week, so since we did a show, we've had the whale out day happened. So what happened on that whale out day? Well, Philip got, I believe the final total was $1,000 on that stream. And we're not going to play that one here. But that was, I think, on Tuesday or something. But what's weird about it is now Philip is running with this narrative, and I'm sure you guys have heard it, about how we want to be successful for being positive and meaningful. And we want to prove to the world that we want to do that. Okay, that's this new thing we want to do. And he talks about it here, I believe. So I want to make sure I play this one here. So this is what we want to do to prove how successful we can be, okay? So let me get it right here, yeah.
Someone did a $2 tip saying, here's some support for Sweet Coden. I see you mentioning your goal would be to raise more than you did. No, this is wrong.
Yeah, okay. So that's the past. Let me get the first mention of it. I apologize. Here we go.
Enjoy games and just be like, hey, it's another year here on the planet to enjoy each other's company. That's about it. I'm not looking for anything crazy, you know?
Not looking for anything crazy.
Someone actually said to me, hey, Phil, what would be your overall goal? Like if you had one thing that you wanted to accomplish in 2025, what would it be? You know, and I thought about it quickly. And my answer was simple. I was like, you know, what I'd like to do this year is prove that I can be successful, profitable, popular without some other guys collabing.
Because this is the new goal thing.
Last year, by far, the thing that got me the most attention was the Review Tech USA React event that I did with Kino Casino, reacting to his June the King documentary.
Yes.
It got the most views, it got the most attention overall, and it got the most support. So I would like to do something this year that will get me that level of, you know, notoriety and support, but what would it be?
Mm-hmm.
I honestly don't know. We're going to have to think about this, you know.
Okay.
It'll be a tough thing to do, obviously. But if anything, like I said, like people were like, well, how well did you do during that event? And I was like,
no one asked about this, by the way. I was watching the pre-stream.
Yeah,
no one asked this.
I know for a fact, like that one stream, I made like $3,000 because I made over $1,000 in
You just
tips,
like to drop that number.
and then the YouTube support was insane. We get tons of memberships and super chats, right? So 1,000,000%, I made like $3,000 that day. So if I could do something this year that beats that, I'd be like, there, I've proven my point. You don't have to be toxic. You don't have to be an internet bully. You don't have to be a jerk in order to be popular and make any kind of profits on the internet. You can actually be a positive influence on the internet and not have to bring down others to be successful.
Yeah, so there we go.
We'll see. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. I don't know. I guess we'll figure this out. All right.
Okay, so $3,000 is the goal for the birthday coming up. And I know we're not going in chronological order, but I thought this was kind of the most interesting thing. Now, you might have some questions about why that might be the case, but let's go to TJ Gamebox's Twitter. He spent $2,873 this week on this game. But I want to say this. I think this 3,000 thing is a planned thing that he knows he's going to hit because this will be the ultimate fuck you to the trolls that think I'm lost since the Kino Casino boys.
And to Kino Casino themselves.
Yes. Because why would he bring up this goal? It's such a hard $3,000 goal. Very specific, too. And if he doesn't get it, it's just a troll W. And that's the worst thing. Right?
But I mean, to do this, he needs his birthday. It's not necessarily like doing it on your own, because you're not just doing it on like a random stream. It's his fucking birthday stream. That's what he wants. He has to do that to get that level of support. Sorry.
You need to announce it in advance that you expect that much money and that it means a lot. So it kind of makes it not organic and legit. And I also remember he did this exact same gimmick on Christmas 2023, I think, when the idea was, I'm not going to beg this stream and you guys are going to give me money so we can show that I'm not washed up and I can still do it. And then he got a bunch of money and he had a victory lap about it.
So it's just a little weird. But go ahead,
I'm
Len.
not sure about his hypothesis, though. I mean, how is this supposed to prove that positivity wins on the internet? Because he already has proof of that. There's tons of content creators that aren't horrible and shitty to their viewers that make plenty of money. How come those guys don't count as proof? Is it just DSP that needs to count as proof?
Yes. yes. Because remember, he knows he's really scared of feeling like he's taking an L here with Kino Casino, which obviously he has, and they are having a lot of fun making fun of him every fucking day. I mean, that's all. I mean, they don't do it their whole show, but they have an hour now for this let's shit on DSP hour, and it's very funny. That's all they do is just make fun of Philip for an hour. So I know that's getting to him. Because he follows Keto more than anyone else in this fucking stream right now. And he's watching it, and he's saying, I think this is his master plan to be like, I'm going to show them. I can be successful without them, and then they'll be coping. You know, I really think this is his master plan. That he's, and also another thing is a lot of these kind of weird, there's a lot of these weird tips that are like $20, $50 super chats. They're like, I've been a fan for a long time, Phil, loving your stuff recently. And they made their account the day before. Like, it really feels like, not to get so theory on you here, but it feels like there's a coordinated effort going around to prove that positivity is back. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And all it would
you've
take
got deep pockets, whoever you are.
All it would take is one dented whale to make this happen, right? To like try to change the narrative, right?
But maybe he's right because he had like 40,000 viewers when he was doing the Smart Guys with Ethan Ralph. So I don't know, man. 40,000 viewers.
You know?
If they all donate $1.
Yeah, that's many dollars.
He wouldn't have to beg ever again for today.
So to add to this is what someone asked about that 3,000 thing in the same day.
I see you mention that your goal would be to raise $3,000 in a single day to beat Kino Casino. That's not beating Kino Casino. What I want to do is I want to show that I can still be as successful without them as I was with the one collab that we did that was successful.
Who are we trying to prove this to other than himself, right?
Because quite frankly, that's
who
all
on
it
the
was.
internet's keeping score of this shit.
You know,
No
well,
one
he thinks
cares.
he thinks that we are. King Jad says Dumpy Koala changed their kick name to Only Ice Infinite and deleted the channel right as another kick contributor showed up. Ah, interesting. There we go. Big ups, Dumpy Koala, changing their name and then deleting their account, the previous account. I'm assuming King Jad on that one, to hide who they are. Okay, very cool.
Uncollab.
Oh yeah, and when he got that $1,000 day, it was very funny. His wording the next day, he said, "Yeah, it was not just 2 people. We had like more than 2 people donated to make this go happen." He said, "More than 2 people. Yeah, it was like more than 2. Yes."
That was a big success.
Oh my god! I've just noticed he's piled the Happy Meal shit on top of the crown behind him.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's the best feature. You love this.
Gamer content.
Everything outside of that, after that, didn't work. Their ideas were not good.
Okay, their ideas were not good. Remember Philip's idea was Guntbusters.
Kind of. I would say
his idea was also. His idea was also pretty abstract because he wanted to quote unquote fabricate some drama.
Yes.
He didn't have any ideas. He didn't know what to do. He just wanted to use Kino Casino as an attack dog to go after duty. That was his idea. And if that's not good content, it's completely just self-serving.
Yeah.
Correct.
His little plan that he wanted to go after every single one of the detractors and restreamers sure fell apart when I'm sure we got spied on to some degree. And it came out that we had nothing really horrible about us.
Yes.
And so I bet that is where that dream died.
Yep.
You know, 'cause
Just
not
like
everyone's
yep. And that,
not everyone's your bank robber who made off with all that money.
Yeah.
As we show, I showed on the DMs before. He literally said, like, "What can we fabricate to make a good story? Right? What can we do to control the narrative here and make something up?" That's what his plan was. But now this is a big idea that, they had horrible ideas, by the way, atrocious ideas. So what is Philip's idea outside of what? Having a birthday party? I think that's the idea here. That is revolutionary.
What is he doing actually for his birthday?
Drinking.
Minecraft, I think.
Minecraft.
Yes. I had a bit of a thing on Twitter.
Minecraft and booze.
Minecraft themed McDonald's. He's going to be playing Minecraft on his birthday. It's getting really difficult to argue. He's not on the spectrum, guys.
Oh, you love this.
I still will. I think I can, but he is not making it easy for himself.
Maybe
really
there's a synergy there. Maybe there's because the Minecraft movie is coming out, and I've been reading some of the stuff about the Minecraft movie, and they're saying that the movie itself is beyond terrible, but the experience at the theaters is a lot of fun. You just have these kids losing their shit while watching it.
Yeah,
and maybe he's doing this whole thing because he's hoping some of those kids will just somehow find their way into his stream and donate money because he's playing Minecraft.
Trying to become a kid streamer. Nice. I got to see the movie myself this weekend, tomorrow. So I'll let you know how it is. I got to go bite the bullet.
I'm annoyed he's not reviewing it himself because then we'd be able to review it in his review again, like with the Super Mario Brothers one. That was really good.
That's unfortunate.
So, if we can encourage him to step up to movie reviews again, we might get a bit more content.
Yes, please.
He chained together gaming.
Oh my
collab.
God! Imagine asking him to go and watch it in the theater and how much he's gonna bitch about this. I'm gonna go there and with all the fucking annoying children, and I'm gonna sit there like a mature adult with all the fucking children. It's gonna be so annoying.
It would just be him, and his reviews, as we saw in the Mario movie, was just telling what happened in the movie. That's it. So
I'm getting it wrong. Getting it wrong.
This one, only a couple times the DSP kind of gets me heated, and one of them was his Fallout TV show review. It was very clear he was looking at his phone the entire time that show was on. He didn't know anything about what was going on.
Same with the wrestling show.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we're gonna show the wrestling show. I know a lot of people want to talk about it, so don't worry. Yeah, we'll get to that in good time.
Was fun, but it didn't resonate.
In Tooth, I want to play it now, but I'll play it later.
Because their audience isn't a bunch of gamers. Their audience is a bunch of drama queens. Because that's
Steve's been fighting with me tooth and nail to play it now, but I'll wait a little bit.
what they want. That's the content they make. Drama queen shit. Gossip, bullying nonsense for idiots. So because of that, the audience didn't like gaming. You know what I mean? And outside of that, everything else we tried to do didn't work. Their ideas sucked. And they couldn't get the clout to get the good ideas going. If we had done a show with It's a Gundam, if we had done a show with Mudahar, if we had done a show with any of the candidates who we had talked about, it would have been great. They literally could get none of them. Zero. So the point I'm making here is
only fucking washed up idiots like Ethan Ralph want to do shows with DSP. And not just because it's like DSP and he's fun and you can make fun content with him, because you can shit on people you don't like that he also doesn't like.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
This is a very weak own. He's trying to get on the Kino Casino guys because they couldn't get people to do shows with DSP with them. That's it, by the way. That's all we're doing.
He got left on red every time he tried to do it on his own.
Yes. Yeah. So not sure this is the W.
If you watch Kino's response to all this, if you watch their streams, there is a point where Ash talks about like how difficult it was to get people to agree to work with Phil because it's Phil. They were having to sell people really hard to say, come on this. And they're like, no. And Gundam, explicitly, I don't want to help him get money. I don't want to help him at all. So, like, what can you do with that as the host? How can you convince that person? You can't. If they don't want to do it, they're not going to do it. So, factors outside their control, but the biggest one being, it's Phil. Nobody wants to work with him.
Mm-hmm. But again, it's there. We're trying to spin this as the Kino Casino sucks for reasons because we're still coping about them dropping them.
I feel like I can be successful and do stuff that works without having to be toxic, drama queen, bullying nonsense.
But that's not true.
Kind of my goal for this year. I hope that I can do something this year that would hit that level. Now, I don't know what it would be. You would think it would be a special event like a marathon or something would be when that would happen, right? But I don't know. But no, it's not. I'm not trying to beat them. To be quite honest with you, I'm not in competition with them.
Right.
I never was. I'm nothing like them. I'm not trying to beat them in views or revenue or anything like that. That's not the point. The point is, I just want to show that I am a successful guy, despite the fact that I don't have to bully others and bring others down to get over.
Right.
You see?
You see? You get it? No, actually, I don't.
But they showed that you are that person. Sorry, Lynn.
Yeah, how about Street Fighter last night? Oh, yeah. It's a very weird thing. He also talks about Gundam in this very same stream. He definitely gets heated about It's a Gundam again, which is, for some reason, he's basically at Tevin levels of Detractor for Philip now.
What's up, King Michael? How are you today?
Oh, it's right here. Sorry.
I see you mention that your
Did I already play that one?
goal would be casino.
Let me search for It's a Gundam. Hold on. I already played that one. Hold on. He definitely talks about him at length. But let's see. Here it is.
But you see what he's doing here? We're going back to the whole, I'm not like them. I'm not a drama person. I'm just like, chill, meaningful. After 8 months of, no, you are actually like them. This is who you are. The full mask has come off. The king of hate has returned. 8 months of that. And now we're trying to put back on the skin that we discarded at the start. We're trying to be all, no, everybody's welcome here. I just want to chill. I'm just a cool guy. I'm just, small time creator and all that. It's really obvious what he's doing.
Yep. Here we go.
Yes, It's a Gundam was there last week on their show, proving the point that they had already made about him. This is how dumb my actual critics or detractors are.
Listen up.
It's a Gundam is so fucking retarded. Literally in the deep.
Roasted.
We are comfortable with that now, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're comfortable saying that now.
It showed PPP saying It's a Gundam's a pussy.
He lied to you, bro.
Oh, God, we still
They
don't
literally
get that.
said in that. In that stream with Gundam, they were like, see how we're gassing him.
But look, even if they were for real, that's what they would say, that they were gassing him. Like, that's just the thing you say. But I do think just to get DSP to agree to do a stream with Gundam, they need to actually gas him.
Yes.
Because they wanted to release him like an attack dog. They wanted to get DSP hyped up so that he would attack Gundam.
Yes.
And then they could have some content out of that.
They want it to be as bombastic as possible on a fucking drama show. And they told him in those DMs, Triple P is very good at saying, like, you can totally fell Gundam. He doesn't know everything. You can totally get him. Just getting him hyped up as possible to do the show, which he had to beg Philip to do. But go ahead, Steve. Sorry.
Yeah, like Warski even says during that stream, he goes, we were sort of like telling him Gundam's an alcoholic, to like goad him into saying that on the stream so that they could go, hang on, Phil, here's you saying you were.
Yes.
And get him that way. They were really trying to lead him into a trap.
Yep.
So obvious.
Gundam will not actually ever do a real conversation with you because he's a coward. He only wants to do content where it's easy pickings, everyone piling on one person, no conflict against him, no chance that he has to actually say anything intelligent or defend himself. He likes shooting ducks in a barrel, as they say, right?
Shooting ducks in a barrel, as they say.
They say that in Italy, where he's from.
How do you get the ducks in the barrel?
That's what it is. That's what he wants. There's fish in a barrel, right? Ducks in a row.
No, look, they are sitting ducks in a barrel, and that's why they're easy to shoot because they're just sitting there.
Yeah, that's the barrel calling the kettle black. Honestly,
barrel. He only does easy mode shit. That's the point.
But that's how they were selling it to Phil. They were like, we'll gang up on him with you.
Yeah,
they were selling it to Phil like that because they knew he would be most likely to do that. And now here he's criticizing Gundam for being like that. This is projection at its finest.
Channel, he rarely does a live streaming appearance, and when he does, it's always the same shtick of everyone pile on.
Oh,
it's
so go ahead, Milan.
It's weird that DSP. DSP has this thing where he says all the detractors are lying all the time. You would think he'd be more vigilant to this stuff. You would think that he would be able to see when people are lying to him. But whenever those lies seem to coordinate with something that he wants to believe, suddenly they're the truth. All these things that were said about the Gundam guy, they're the truth. Everything else they said was a lie, though.
Good point.
Refuses to do the show.
The thing is,
Right,
like, he's such a paradox because he's simultaneously super paranoid that someone might fuck with him and incredibly gullible to fall for shit like this, where somebody's going to smile at him and say, Phil, you know what? Your detractors are pretty stupid. And then he's instantly going to be their friend.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how we're still
Picture
using
their
it.
DMs then.
I mean, we really are showing how dumb we are. Still talking about the DMs as if they were truth that Triple P was saying in those DMs. Imagine how dumb you have to be to do that. At this point, it's still saying, yeah, the stuff he told me in those DMs was definitely truthful. Absolutely. It's like, come on, man, you're still going with that?
It's me. When I'm going to be with Kino Casino because he's totally afraid. Oh
Okay.
my God, he's going to lose. He's going to look like a loser. Look at the DMs. PPP was totally planning on piling on him and making him crumble, making him the loser in the situation. That was the plan. Okay.
That he told you and you believe to be true, yes.
He told me how to do it because I didn't know anything.
Yep.
You guys ever play the Dante's Inferno game?
Yes.
Yes.
There's a really good part that I felt could have just been repeated over and over again during this segment. And there's a part where Dante is basically arguing with the devil, and he said, hey, the Pope dude said that all of our sins would be forgiven. And the devil says, yeah, and you believed him. And that's the entire line you could say over and over again. And you believed him.
Yeah. Good pull.
Personal about this guy. They did. And they told me all this personal shit in those DMs. This is what you can use against him. This is what we're going to do. He backs out. Won't do it. Runs away with his tail between his legs, despite the fact that he was bothering them endlessly about not doing content with me or him being a part of the content with me. When we finally say, yeah, let's do it, he drops
that never happened
out and runs away. Okay? So
Triple P has said they were scrambling to find people to do anything with Philip because no one wanted to do anything. And Philip is saying like they're scared or whatever, but that wasn't the case. Like people just didn't want to do it. Yeah. What's the W to have, right? Shitting on DSP, which is something that, is not something that Gundam needs to do for any career advancement, let's say, right?
So now, guess what? I'm done with Kino Casino. I dumped them. So now they...
You dumped him, by the way.
I dumped him. I'm done. I dumped his ass. Gave back the ring and everything.
Start doing their let's crap on DSP arc. Very predictable. Very, very lame because it's what every other person has already done. Yet they got to follow suit because that's where the money is because all they care about is money. They don't care about the quality of their content. They don't care about how much they make for their viewers. They don't give a fuck about their viewers at all. All they care about is milking their viewers for money. So they do exactly the same shit as everybody else.
Yep.
And then they say, now let's get It's a Gundam on the show. Well, yeah, because as you already said, the guy's a fucking coward. He'll only show up when it's everyone piling on someone and it makes him look good.
Okay.
So by literally having him on their show, they proved the entire point that we were saying all along.
What was
the
that?
guy's a pussy, a coward, an awful content creator, and a piece of shit.
Okay.
Pretty easy to figure out. And the results are there. It's not rocket science, but again,
wait,
it all adds up.
So they proved all of this was proved because the guy didn't do a stream with Phil and later did a stream with Kino Casino, of course. When
that proved his content was bad.
Yeah. By the way, he didn't have to do any of that. He showed up as a guest on some random day.
Yes.
But of course, DSP takes everything that happens on the internet super seriously because he is terminally online. And that's the thing. He is incredibly bad at being terminally online.
Yes.
Because people that are this online usually pick up on the language of the internet and on the way that you should behave on the internet to have fun and kind of get what you want. And he just doesn't understand it after like 2 decades of being terminally online and obsessed with what people have to say about him.
But he's been online, and during that period, he's also been in his bubble alone. He's never really explored elsewhere because it terrifies him. The thought of having to work with other people and interact with them is anxiety-inducing to him. So instead, he stays in his little bubble and bans anybody who has any contrary opinion. So he feels safe and secure and never ventures out of it. And now you end up in a place where not only is he bad socially in real life, but he's also bad socially online. So he's entirely fucked.
And he said this week, guys, Triple P he feels bad for Triple P because he must have no friends texting DSP at 2 a.m. Okay, so if you want to have that thought, good on you. You have that thought. But what's worse than texting this much while married with a wife you want to spend more time with? Because Poems Past put together this.
Fuck me.
Who wrote more, Philip? Who's more sad, Philip?
What the fuck is that picture of Asher? Jesus. I don't think I want to know. You don't need to zoom in.
And Philip admitted in these very DMs he was doing this while laying in bed with his wife. Not all of it, but there's a part of it where he says, "Guy, I'm just doing this next to my wife. It's my life, guys. I don't mind it."
It'd be nice to see this in pie chart form.
Yeah, oh yeah. We need to make that happen. God.
It's on the side. It sort of looks like my editing timeline when I'm halfway through a video.
There you go. Incredible. Big ups to a Poems Pass for this screenshot, by the way. That's where it's from. But it's very wild to call someone sad because of how much they're texting when Philip texted triple as much as Triple P. Go ahead, American.
Actually insane. Recently, the projection that he makes has been the highest quality of all time. It's like IMAX level projection. Almost anything he says about somebody else directly applies to him. But like actually directly. It's insane.
What was that one this week that was about that, Meerkat? There was something where it was incredible. I think we have that
He said that if you continue to finance bad behaviors, the behaviors will continue. I thought
that's
that
it. Exactly that one.
Yeah.
If we can get a clip of that, I think it's in one of the tweets that I've put, but I don't remember which.
I'm trying to see which one it is. It's not the Inzoid, is it?
No, I think it's under dissing Kino Casino.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, Inzoid was more a sort of cosmic beauty. Like,
oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll play that. Don't worry. I got it right here. All right, we're kind of done with this anyway. Let's go to here. Here we go. Oh yeah. Okay, to set this one up real quick. Right.
PPP, you bitch.
Real quick to set this up. Not Triple P, I call him Triple P still, was in the chat for this game, and he said one single line. It was "Beg Piggy," okay? So that happened 30 minutes before this happened because DSP didn't hit the goal.
30 minutes?
Yes. DSP didn't have the goal at that point, and DSP was doing the worst begging he's ever done, like it's been usual these weeks, by the way, last 2 weeks or so. And he said, "Beg Piggy," and then he finally hits the goal. Triple P is long gone, by the way, because he was banned by DSP on site for that. He was banned. Now we hit the goal 30 minutes later, and now we are ready to... Invisible Mute said he said way more, not from the Kino Casino Real account, at least, because that's the one that got banned. That was on the ban list, and he only said one word when I checked it. But here we go. This is what he said. He waited this long because he finally hit the goal, and now we're tough guy again. Like, similar to an 11-year-old we did a VR chat, same situation here. Let's go.
What were you saying, PPP, you bitch, in my chat? He was in my chat just a few minutes ago, saying, "Oh, beg, Piggy, beg." Hey, guess what? I still hit the goal, bitch. Isn't that surprising? That people actually like me and want to see me play games instead of be a fucking fake drama queen bitch like you wanted me to be? Oh, what are you doing in my stream? Don't you have a fucking life? Sitting in my chat watching me play Suikoden? Like you give a fuck. Like you even know what that is. Fucking pea brain. Anyway.
Bro, this guy was licking balls in Kino Casino chat for like 6 hours straight every time in the middle of the night. And he's going to call out somebody.
Yep.
And also, I want to mention, there is no honor in bragging about people giving you money on the internet. It's not a cool thing. It's not something that you did because it's super fucking cool, especially if people give you money as a result of you desperately asking for it.
Yes. This is not a W to say, wow, I got some fucking idiots to give me money after I begged my ass off for the entire show. That's what this was. Endlessly bringing it up.
I don't get how he thinks this is a win, because he was correct. PPP was correct. Beg to reach your goal. And he did. He reached his goal through begging, and then DSP T-poses in victory? How? You did what he said he did what PPP said to do.
Yes. His words were "beg Piggy," and then he did. He did. And say, "Funny how you see that? Yeah, bitch, I hit my goals, dumb bitch." Like, all right. You still beg your ass off. That's par for the course these days. It's just endless.
Ball, man.
endless, as Frawny has pointed out. I think we do have a Frawny post here to share. I did show about the WWE Champion spending. There we go. Just to be clear, reiterate, $2,873 spent on WWE Champions. So there we go. Very usual amount of money to spend. Especially, when you spend this kind of money on WWE Champions, you can see why he bitches about the cost of a Switch 2, right? Makes sense, huh? $450 for Switch 2? An entire gaming console? What the fuck? $2,000 for WWE Champions, though. Cool. Right. No problem. Okay, here is Frawny's video. This is very funny about as part of our begging strategy, we've added a fire sales, let's say, but not the kind that Only Use Me Blade used to use. These are fire sales for badges. So here we go.
Well, today only. If you're over on Kick and you give 20 subs, I will give you both badges, 2-for-1 deal, but only today.
The deal is good on Kick today only. 20 gifted subs, you get the VIP and the OG badges for 20 gifted subs over on Kick.
If you gift 20 subs on Kick, I will gift you both the VIP and the OG badges in the chat only today.
10 gifted subs is the VIP badge, 20 is the OG badge, and you can gift badges to others today only. Today on Kick, for a 20 sub bomb, you get both the VIP badge and the OG badge for a 20 sub bomb on Kick. Today only.
Well, today only. If you're over on Kick.
Okay, so I believe that was 4 or 5 times he said today only. And they've gotten to as low as they've ever been. They got to 13 now, required one time. You only need 13 to get both at one point. We're trying to hit the goals so hard to felt the trolls. But there we go. Big ups to the today only deals.
We got businessman Phil here, doesn't even know how to utilize fear of missing out.
Yeah.
Well,
that's really interesting because he constantly falls for that shit in mobile games.
Yes.
Oh yes. God yeah. So this happened during Inzoi. We have to talk about this one time.
Here we go.
So
you love this? Yes, please.
In case people don't know what Inzoi is, it's basically The Sims. Let's just call it like that. He made his own character that looks remarkably similar to him. It's indistinguishable. And
well, let me tell you, here's the look. Here's what he looks like. Now, first time I saw this, I instantly thought of, in Japan, they have stage shows that are all women on stage. It's been going on for like 100 years, and women have to play the roles of men, but they wear makeup and stuff to look like men. Here's a picture I found of an example of this. Okay? It's been going on forever. It's a really old thing. To me, this looks exactly like a female trying to wear DSP makeup, right? On stage to be DSP in a stage show. I think that's what it looks like here. But there we go. The jowls are really looking good in this one too. Almost a snort sack in the house here. But there we go. This is. Go ahead, Len.
That'd be a hype thing to do, is to get one of those stage plays done about DSP and have them act it all out.
Yeah. We can make it happen.
Seats, I'm buying.
Okay, so here we go. This is here we go.
You got the body shot as well.
Yes. Kabuki. A lot of people are trolling themselves saying Kabuki. Kabuki is where, because there used to be a rule only men could be on stage, guys. So men had to play female roles. But 100 years ago, someone decided to flip the script to try to make it kind of a hype different thing, like a oddity style thing, and it's lasted this long. So there you go.
Phil Burnell has reached programming level 2. Now we can say this Zoe is like a friend to computers. They can develop a wider range of programs on the computer. As their level increases, program quality improves, and completed programs can now be sold.
Finally, we can build
that's
our
good.
own
You make money with the programs you make in your free time. That's neat.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
Ready for sleep?
Top haters.
Okay, we put on our PJs.
Why is this a sleeping outfit? You gotta fix that.
I consider this the Linkara PJ set, which is cool. Shout out to Linkara.
The Nightbringer.
Ready?
His sleep
Time for bed.
Yes, here we go.
Reminds me when you're doing that Silver Shroud quest on Fallout 4.
Sleeping outfit. We gotta fix that.
Okay.
The game thinks that this is an acceptable sleeping outfit.
So we're sleeping well.
I don't understand.
Then, okay, we stand next to our bed, change back to our normal clothes, and...
Why is the karma of my... What's going on?
Huh?
What the hell just happened?
Now, he has a normal reaction right now, okay? But we need to get a thumbnail, guys, so you know what happens next?
What the hell just happened? What? Why did I die?
Not done yet.
Why did Why did I just die? I had 1 day of work. What happened? You can't make it up.
There it is. And here's our thumbnail.
What happened?
And we're making the thumbnail now. And you think I'm joking, but I am not. I'll show you the screenshot of this exact moment. He did this just to make the thumbnail. As you can see, he gets closer to the camera, realizes I need to make a thumbnail.
Get
Watch
up.
this.
What happened?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm
And
so glad this happened because I thought we wouldn't bring it up.
There you go.
There you
As
go.
you can see, there it is. Go ahead, Steve.
Can we like talk about how awful he looks because of the new camera angle? Full on in the center, HD, right? And there's a scene in one of the episodes of Charlie Brooker's Screenwrite when he's doing the review of the year, and it was when all the Jimmy Savile stuff happened, and he talked about how back in the 70s, Jimmy Savile didn't look as physically repulsive because he was on a small TV that was far away in the corner. So normally, you didn't have a big TV, and it'd be in the corner, and you wouldn't be watching it regularly, constantly, as we do now. But seeing it like full on in HD, big screen size is really unnerving, and I get the exact same sensation when he looks dead on into the camera and starts overacting. I feel like something is walking over my soul, and I don't know why. I feel like I want to be spiritually sick. It's just like a repulsive, disgusting response.
There's a sort of detractor curse that goes along with DSP, where all the things that detractors have stated are shitty about Phil or bad about his content, he eventually gets rid of, and then we miss it. I miss the shitty camera. I crapped on it all the time. I said it looked like crap and he looked like shit. Now that I see DSP in high def, please go back to security footage. Please go back.
I will happily take like a little tiny rectangle in some random position on the screen over this.
Yeah.
I think it's funny how the words go. Everything. Remember, all this upgrades are just to get away from shit that detractors used to make fun of him for. That's the only reason we did all these upgrades, So now we're better content. We have 3 cameras now, which we don't even look at the third camera anymore now. That's kind of gone.
Do you remember when pre-streams were only half an hour?
Well, that's
those were the days.
That was a long time ago.
We complained, and somewhere a monkey's paw curled.
All right, so later in that same playthrough, though, something else happened.
So I hit programming level 2 again, which is what I did last time.
I wanted to add something there.
Oh, please, go ahead.
About the thumbnail situation. One, he criticizes other people for doing that, which that's easily said. The second one is that he had a very great reaction, that organic reaction. That stunned look on his face was frankly beautiful, that he was
real.
dead.
Yeah.
That should have been your thumbnail.
Nope.
That
we
was
have to make a fake one because we don't know how to do anything. We don't know what goes behind what people do. We just know we should do it, right? So that's it. There's no...
It would have been better if he just got up and walked off.
Yeah, but that takes creativity. Speaking of thumbnails, are you ready for the thumbnail for the birthday bash?
And the camera would have panned like that, and we'd have seen him.
Oh, Lord.
Here we go, boys. Happy birthday to literally me. There we go. Happy birthday, guys. You love this. That's going to be tomorrow.
It's actually very funny that the detractors that are going to restream this have a lot better thumbnails about this than the guy that's supposed to be having the birthday and expecting $3,000.
And why would you pick this face? This, it's not even like, let's say you don't want to do a happy over the top one, but why would you get one mid speech? That looks weird.
Rat face thing going on there.
Just, it's very easy to fix this, and we know he's chosen this now.
Do you reckon it's like one of the auto-generated YouTube ones, and he just goes, "Yeah, I'll have that," and saves it, puts the happy birthday.png over it, and then uploads
over it? That's pretty tempting if that's it. Yeah, YouTube can't pick this, guys, because I guess YouTube picked it, then he took it out. That's too much work, guys. Yeah, he's not doing that. All right, so he dies again. By the way, here we go.
And then it's going to be time to sleep.
This one was less hammed up, but...
So here it is. See, hold on. It says you're in a risky state.
Yeah.
I died again!
Now it's less funny, though, but...
Part of the comedy of this whole event, though,
yeah,
of this whole sequence, was that he was dying from negative karma, and so he started trying to fight karma in a night. Which sounds beautifully DSP. This game was perfect for representing DSP.
Now,
And
I
also,
understand. Yeah, go on, make up.
You can't forget, he dies after 1 day of work.
Yes.
And also,
that's the key.
What gets better, he dies the moment he gets to level 2.
Yes. Level 2 and death. Big ass movie sign for the. Go ahead, Steve.
Sorry,
go ahead.
I don't play the game, but as I understand it, he got negative karma because he didn't interact with any of the other Inzoids around him. And he just basically spent his time on his own.
This game might be too accurate to real life.
Yeah. It's just spending an hour in character creation.
It's a Black Mirror episode. This game should be banned.
Big up people for re-upping your memberships. Thanks so much. And for movie sign for the bomb. Here we go. Just a little break here. Resharpening. Let me hear. What does Jasper think? Okay, likes it. Another happy customer. Christian C says, shout out to PWR. Watching him is even more entertaining than DSP Detractor channels these days, as DSP arc recently is so boring. Anyone agree? So PWR. Len, we'll lean on you. Tell us about PWR, because I think I'm not up on this lore too much. So go ahead, Len. Tell us about PWR.
I really don't know that much either, but I like watching him. He's got this sort of weird early DSP shares too much information vibe to him. And he has this he has a very interesting way of delivering his jokes and comedy. I've been working on a PWR impression, but I'm still workshopping it a little bit. And
okay.
But he has you guys, well, I want to tell Alt about this during Going Green, but my favorite book of all time, he sounds like a character from one of my favorite books of all time, and that he has these bizarre arguments with his mom, and his mom is his main detractor, and it's just fascinating. He's super gullible, but it's weird that people have taken a pretty strong stance of let's all be buddy trolls, because that's how we get better content out of this guy. Yeah, you could just shit on him really hard, but no, people are saying you're doing great out there, PWR. This is the best content ever. Well, thank you.
Does he like Does he like DSP anymore or not? I know he used to like him, but then he kind of stopped, right?
So I've been
Ethan Ralph, wasn't it?
I've been talking to him behind the scenes, and I'm not going to show the DMs. And I'm not going to show the DMs, but I can summarize them. He was pretty pissed off about Ethan Ralph. He was pretty much just having a complete come apart about it. He was saying, like, I don't know what to do about this. I liked Phil. I like Phil's content and whatnot, but Ethan Ralph is such a bad person. How could he do this? And I thought for sure that was the end of it, because he sounded pretty serious. And then the next day he's back to being a Phil fan. So whatever, it doesn't mean anything.
See, look at this. Well, I'll say one thing. This is a very, let's say, polarizing individual, because Chad is very split on PWR right now. It's like,
well, he lets people call in, doesn't he? He does like a similar call-in sort of thing on his streams. So
it's fantastic. People pick a character and pick a bit, and they go with it. My favorite one so far is someone called in, almost sounding like a cult member towards him. Said, "PWR, I love your content. I would kill for you, PWR." And he immediately ended the call. He's fantastic.
He's like if River Rejection gave his life for wrestling instead of drugs. You know?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, so a few on-topic ones here. Silent Weapon says you can eat cereal out of the dent in PWR's head, meaning PWR is a pure dent, which is true, by the way, because he has content from like 5 years ago. So this is not like a new act he's putting on, guys. That is for sure.
He's not alarmed. He's not alarmed.
The pasta
but he
makers,
looks the most normal. Of like everyone we've seen that's like come out for DSP, he looks the most normal.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen enough I have not seen enough to judge myself yet. But I know
he did a previous wrestling podcast, so he's like on camera. Yeah.
The Pasta Maker says, "Is PWRs only entertaining because of the detractors who are calling in? Leave him to his own devices, and he repeats himself and is boring." There you go. I'm just sharing the information. Super Scuffer says PWR supremacy. PWR has some fans here. I know his voice is kind of funny. It is kind of like, oh well, I'm gonna try to, that kind of high pitched, kind of funny.
I'm working on it. We got some contributions in chat.
Yeah.
He has I'll tell you how to do it. You have to add a little bit of grandma to his voice. That's what's missing. So put a little bit of old lady in there, and you got his voice.
What does he think of detractors when they call in? Does he hang up on them automatically, or does he give you the time of day to explain yourself? Like, I'm sure people
gives you a chance.
Okay, he gives you a chance. All right. Well, it's interesting. I don't know. I said I'd call in, but I haven't had it yet because his time is very bad. The time of his shows are very bad for me, but I'll work on it. I want to call in and get my time with this gentleman.
Pick a character.
Okay, that's easy for me. I got a lot of characters in the old workshop. Meerkat, what's your take on this PWR situation? A lot of people are asking for it.
He's definitely very entertaining. I've talked to Kinda Sav about him a bunch because she talks to him and she trolls him and she has fun with him. And basically, she's my source of information. And he's a funny guy, I guess. If you want to watch his streams, I guess you're going to find out why. But yeah, it's a DSP fan. It's almost a purebred DSP fan from the good old days.
All right. And does the Snort Exchange put a betting odds on who the next guest of Smart Guys will be? And they had that at -200 for PWR, which I think is insanity. Now, I don't know as much as some people about PWR, but I do not think there's any chance he would be on that fucking show. Zero.
No. He's outdrawing Phil at the moment.
What? He's out. Oh, that's
He's regularly
for sure.
outdrawing Phil.
You know why that is, though. That's because of, detractors are getting in there.
I know, but still, we're at the point where Phil would have to ask to go on his show rather than the other way around. I've got the bigger audience.
I heard that the next guest is supposed to be the molar opposite of the last guest.
Oh, well, that's...
so it's somebody with all their teeth?
Well,
do you believe that Phil's telling the truth, though?
That's the hard part. We wish Sam was here today for this one because this is his. This is really his ballpark here. But anyways, let's see this real quick because I know I believe that It's a Gundam. They played it.
Well, I'm not 100% sure on the lore of this because it's very obscure spurgatory.
Diaz?
But from what I can gather, Mr. Diaz is a guy who purchased a shirt from this guy's wrestling shirt store. And he's wearing the shirt while he's shit-talking Phil.
Okay.
And so this guy is really, really upset by that.
Are you kidding me?
Feed me somebody who's been in this a little bit longer to spoon feed me the Mr. Diaz lore, but that's so far as I can tell is what's going on. Mr. Diaz.
That is speaking of Lore Diaz, by the way. Obviously.
Stole all of his t-shirt designs and put it up on his own store.
So Lord Diaz now is like becoming the arch nemesis of PWR, right? Because he is stealing the designs and saying, if you want to buy this shirt from me, and it's the same design, and putting it on his own store, which is very funny.
No.
T-shirt.
Wait.
Here we go. So here's PWR for those that don't know. I know there's somebody out there that might not know.
T-shirt.
Wait. And Lord Diaz is a real professional wrestler, apparently?
Oh, man.
Did you hear that?
He's
a real wrestler.
This Lord Diaz, I don't want to get into him. I think he's gotten enough of a shout out from the Pro Wrestling Reality. But this Lord Diaz, I confronted him last night on his stream, and he was too scared to have me on the air.
Okay.
He was.
Is that true,
I
Lord
don't
Diaz?
think he was scared, bro.
Okay.
I'll be honest.
All right, we're not going to get too down this PWR thing, but there you go. They were talking about PWR's made it to Kino Casino now. I know It's a Gundam watched him as well. PWR's getting a lot of airtime here, so he doesn't need any more from us. There we go.
Dude,
we'll see. We'll follow this story.
He averages more viewers than Phil, unironically. DSP was streaming fucking, what was it, Street Fighter in front of like 150 people. PWR was having like 400 people.
Yes.
Playing Donkey Kongers. No, Left 4 Dead 2. A vintage game. DSP says those don't get any views.
Uh-huh. We'll follow the story, I promise. We will follow the story. Rio says the house always wins. Big ups, Rio. Mechanic Drew says LTG gives us urban style cuz a bad name. Mechanic Drew in the house here saying LTG giving the urban style cuz a bad name. Big ups, Mechanic Drew. That Indian boy Peen says big ups to Liquid Richard's LTG versus DSP parody song. That one is... He's 40, I think, or something like that. Is that one? I can't remember. But yes, I've heard all the song.
Exactly
I do like
which
it.
one.
Yes. Review Tech Magnolia says DSP is a eunuch unless it's triple P, then he's a bottom. Ooh. There we go. Review Tech Magnolia. Mr. Extravagant says, when do we get ALT's Minecraft movie review? Monday on the pre-stream, I'll give you the full review. It's going to be very hype. Unless DSP watched it, then we'll all do it. And then you guys have to watch it too, so... That might be rough for you guys. But yes, I am...
It's a sacrifice you can make.
I am obligated to watch it this weekend. Wandering Mug 73 says, I imagine Phil's a kid growing up in a family like the Christmas Story, and he is a Alfie. Yeah, something like that, right? I that seems a little bit too wholesome, though. Like, I think really, like, his parents were just watching their stuff, and then Philip just watched it with them, and, like, that's where he learned everything. I don't know. Who knows? Kaiser says Phil is the only person under 70 who I've heard use the term smart aleck. He's got a very outdated register, especially from an early millennial. Smart aleck is another old style term, right? Means like smart ass, let's say, but it's very smart aleck. What a smart aleck, that kind of thing. Yeah,
it's what you'd call like a child being a bit rebellious, like, oh, you know, smart aleck, get in a corner.
Wait for DSP to hit us with a fogey. I want him to call someone a fogey.
That really wound me up when he was talking about their plans during the DMs, and he kept calling it cockamamie. It's like, who the fuck says that?
Cockamamie.
Fucking 2025, mate. Come on.
Well, razzing is an old term for me too. Razzing, you know, razzing. Yeah. What a razzing! It's such a razzers or whatever. Fish Tank Enjoyer said. Oh yeah. He let slip about the 3K. I think last time OIC, and then changed it when referring to the 2000. He said, I think last time only iced coffee. Interesting. If he really said that, Fish Tank Enjoyer. I'll take the link if he said that. I don't remember that, though. Fish Tank Enjoyer, big ups. Here we go. So let's get to Smart Guys. Now, Smart Guys was a wrestling show that many people were wondering, after Ethan Ralph, who's going to be the follow-up? A lot of people had a lot of thoughts. Beardson. Could be him. Could be Mersh. A lot of people wonder what it was going to be. Well, Philip showed up last Thursday with this gentleman who no one knew who it was, but it was someone that you might have recognized from his chat because Cypress TV was a YouTube chat mod, and he has been for a little bit here. So Philip now reaching out for guests. Remember making fun of Kino Casino because they couldn't get good guests? Well, what does DSP do? He gets a mod to join him for his wrestling style show. Here we go. Let's see how this goes. We're not going to watch all of this, but it was one of the worst shows ever. I'll put it that way as a preface. Here we go.
So before we get into anything, Phil, because since we're talking, I need to grill you. I know that your old host used to grill you. I have to grill you about something.
Good.
You haven't been grilled. You haven't been grilled in a long time, so it's time for me to grill you just a little bit. Why the fuck did you have a fake wrestling fan week after week after week? Now, he said he was a fake wrestling fan. He's admitted this. How could you not notice that he was so fake? That's my first question.
Well, as we know, PPP, my former co-host on the show, was on the show for almost 3 whole months, give or take.
Yes, that's a long time to be a fake wrestling fan.
And, the whole idea was we wanted to do a crossover show that didn't have to do with gaming, which was my forte, and didn't necessarily have to do with drama. That was his forte, but instead kind of meet in the middle somewhere. And yes, we could still talk aspects of each thing. Like we could have a drama segment. We could have a segment where maybe eventually we do WWE games when the WWE game comes out. But then we could like have the whole pro wrestling thing be the thing to mesh it together. And we all know that when you're not really a fan of something, you go out and you spend $500 to $1,000 on each replica belt out of 3 replica belts that you then show off on the show. Like to be real, I didn't even know he was going to do that. And then like one day we're like we're shooting the shit right
Remember,
before.
we're supposed to be proving now how Triple P is not a big wrestling fan, okay? That's what we're doing with this part, right?
I think the point he's trying to make is that he actually is a big wrestling fan, but he pretended not to be for a reason. And this is supposed to be like exposing him somehow in a big felt. Because at this point, like if you're DSP and this guy's been butt fucking you for 8 months, what are you going to say about him? Like, what are you going to say that's actually going to felt them? This is just such a reach.
So listen,
do you remember he did the
ahead.
same when in the DMs when he was talking about Triple P talking about Hogan and trying to gas him up to go out to Hogan's bar.
Yeah.
He did the same thing. Then he was like, look, he says he's not a fan of wrestling, but look, he's talking about Hogan constantly. Completely missing the point. So we're running with that narrative again. We just need this guy to reinforce that narrative with us.
So remember, this gentleman, Cypress here, started by saying, though, why did you work with someone that was a fake fan? But once again, DSP is proving how he is a fan. It's hard for me to follow this. Okay, well, let's give him a chance here. Hold on. It's the Matt. Don't bring up the snake inning anymore, okay? Or you get banned. Forget about that. The snake inning. What are you talking about? Go ahead, Len.
The whole fake fan thing is rather odd because DSP has said for years that he doesn't follow wrestling anymore. So isn't he a fake fan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's watching this wrestling while his phone's in his hand. Isn't he a fake fan?
Yeah, okay. TJ Real Eye says it. So PPP is a wrestling fan, but a fake fan around DSP, but behind closed doors, he is a fan.
So he's like a character. He's trying to be the less knowledgeable person in the room with Darkside Phil. It's kind of hard to do that.
We need more crowns here.
Before the show goes live, he goes, Phil, I want to show you. And he pulls out this belt. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, look, it's real gold and all this shit. And I'm like, dude, those things are mad expensive. Like, that's not a cheap. That's like the one you buy at fucking Walmart. That's like the real one. He's like, yeah, but I got this one too. And I got this one on order. And I'm thinking in my head, this guy actually is like a serious.
That's not a fake wrestler. He can't sit there on his show and call wrestling fans.
That was memeology. I didn't do that.
Cards. He can't do that. That makes no sense. When you pull out title after title after title. No offense, but that's pretty retarded. I heard him say.
So now we're saying buy. That's unfortunate pause. But we're
It's perfect, actually.
Now we're saying that buying belts is bad? But I thought we said he's not a fan. Okay, hold on. Let's. It's really tough to keep up with this.
No offense, but that's pretty retarded. I heard him say, "What the fuck?" That insinuating that wrestling fans are retarded, and then in the same sentence, he's holding multiple titles. I don't know what the hell. I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me. It's a fucking joke. It really is.
The thing is, here's the thing. I've been kind of there, and here's why. Back in the day when I first hit my big notoriety on YouTube and I started making actually good money doing it, I immediately said, I got money to blow, right? Let me just blow it on stupid shit. So I bought a bunch of statues and I just threw them in my background. Now, do you really think that every character that I bought a statue of I was like the biggest fan of? No. But my justification is I'm going to use this in my content. So even though I'm spending all this money frivolously to show like I'm a big shit.
That's some bullshit.
Yeah, Phil, yeah.
That's the same excuse he got for the stupid ass Mass Effect replica gun that he bought. Yeah, but I'm going to use it in Project 7. Come on. It's all just like he had a lot of money and wanted to spend it on toys because toys are cool and they're fun to play with. Yeah, like you don't need bullshit ass fake reasons nobody believes.
But he
always wanted to signal through his possessions and stuff. Like, I guess if people came over, they saw all of his crapple and said, oh, this guy's really into games. I don't need to see 50 statues to know you're into games. I need to see a console or a PC. That's how I know you're into games.
But he's masking though. He's doing that mirroring thing. It's the cargo cult again. Yes. Like he doesn't fully understand that not everybody who plays games is going to be like this. He just knows that he's seen people do it, so he must do it. Yeah, we'll have watched creators like Alpha Omega Sin or whoever that's got stuff in the background behind it, but they've had it displayed properly. You know, they've normally got like things on shelves in rows and it's all clean and immaculate and they're close to it, so you can really tell. Whereas he's just like, put it on the kitchen counter that I'm filming in front of. That'll do it.
Yeah, he thinks you're supposed to have shit in your background, which you want to have something that's spicy in the background, but he just like put shit on shit. Look at him, just on little like counters here. Like, people that think about the shit behind them, and have a little setup so it's visually appealing. Philip just like, okay, well, I'll just put shit behind me and that'll work. And also, he thinks like, like ways to prove things are true just by like having the items required, so that's why he bought like 2 sets of like Rock Band shit, because like, well, I must have friends then, right? If you buy it, they will come, but they never came. They never
Here's
came.
my list of shit I can bring to the barbecue.
Yeah.
At least I'll be using it for content, right? But the truth of the matter is, I was a gamer. I like superheroes and DC and Marvel. I'm not going to buy it. Like, I didn't buy baseball memorabilia and put it behind me because I don't give 2 shits about baseball. I'm going to spend money on something that I like. It's ridiculous what he's saying, that he's not a wrestling fan. The reason he's doing it is because he's embarrassed because I kicked him off my show. He didn't have the power to say, I'm done with the show. I took that away from him. So now he has to try to get power back.
I mean, I think... Exactly. I think everybody, including DSP, knows that show only got revived so Triple P can have a show with Phil where he can feld him and make fun of him. And DSP would have to take it. And I think it's pretty obvious by listening to 10 minutes of any one of those episodes that Triple P knows about the industry and the fucking product a lot more than DSP does. So he is definitely a wrestling fan, a lot more than DSP is.
And we can't say shit about this episode being the most viewed ever because it was not. This would be the lowest viewed episode yet. One of the ones with Triple P. We're working with about a 3,000 view video right now. That would be the lowest one before. Oh, except for the solo one he did 2 weeks ago, I should say. That was actually the lowest. But the next lowest viewed one.
Not counting the solo one. Do you think this one or the Ethan Ralph one was the one where he spoke more than 25% of the time?
Ooh.
Because before that, you can guarantee Triple P 75% carrying that show.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah,
so
definitely.
Now,
Yeah,
and
how are
by
you
the
gonna
way,
criticize him for being a fake fan that way if he's carrying your bloated ass across the finish line?
Yes. Yep. And by the way, he said that the Ethan Ralph one was the highest viewed one. That is a lie. The highest viewed new smart guys, by the way. Not my smart guys, by the way, but the new smart guys.
Hashtag not my smart guys.
7.2 thousand views for the first ever one with Triple P, and the Ethan Ralph one has 6.6 thousand views. So that was just a lie. The highest viewed one was with Triple P. But here we go.
Back, right?
This
so
one,
disassociate.
by the way, just real quick, I think we even have a screenshot of that. This one did so bad that Phil had to write the first comment on that video because maybe he thought the comments were bugged or something. Yep.
He got so desperate after that he let through a couple that were critical of him. I'm assuming like they're moderated, they're held for a review, but he let a couple that were quite critical.
How cringe can you be?
So.
Yeah. You put those on Twitter. I read some of those.
He got rinsed in that though. People did reply to that, and there were more. I only took like the top 2, but yeah, there were more.
Some there's a few dick riders, but here's the real ones. Like the people that seem to care about the show. It's not just Detractor saying pig roach or anything.
It's proper.
Yeah, this co-host doesn't have very much chemistry or experience with entertaining. Being entertaining to the audience is step 1 in being creator or panelist or podcaster. He's nice enough and seems knowledgeable, but no chemistry with Phil, and not being interesting to listen to makes him a pass for me. If I'm what you would consider a detractor, but I want to keep it honest with you, Phil. If you want a wrestling show and host, this Cypress guy is way better at it than that Ralph fella. Definitely, very real.
Well, I mean, there's not much lower you can go than a terminal alcoholic sex offender Ethan Ralph. So the sky is the limit from there. I mean,
yes.
And in the Cypress guy's defense, he is introduced as a dark side film moderator, so it kind of comes with a label. You kind of know what to expect.
Yes, and I can't emphasize enough that it seemed like they had bullet points they wanted to hit. For example, let's shit on Triple P. Let's call some detractors talented, but they went through that too. I don't know if this video gets to it. Let's watch this. There's only 5 minutes left.
From wrestling entirely. I never was a fan of wrestling, and I never was this. Yeah, right. There's no way you would have done the show. You wouldn't have watched all of that stuff. How is he telling me how to watch?
So he
wrestling?
is a fan.
I don't know how to watch that. Oh, here's how you do it, Phil. You did the VPN and this and that.
Oh, he knows it all, but he's not a real wrestling fan. Come on, it's a show to them, and I get it. I understand.
I know the answer to that. The answer is very simple. It's that YouTube itself, or streaming itself, or whatever you want to say. But YouTube.
Oh, here we go. They just talked about this. How detractors are talented. Yeah, he cut it. But
there's a cut there. So like he went off on a tangent, and they had to remove it to get back on point.
So detractors are talented, but why do they follow you? Was the question that Sir Cypress let out here. Here we go.
YouTube is kind of the focal point, has become an avenue where you can turn this kind of negative action.
And again, this is part of his greater plan that it seems to me, this concerted effort to show that positivity will win out or something. This is again a little part of that. Here we go.
Action, this internet bullying into profits. And the truth is, if they took those efforts and they put them towards something else, for example, making positive creative content, they would be successful because they have talent, but then they'd just be like me. They would just be a guy who has moderate views, makes a good living, but they're not going to blow up. They're not going to be, I got all these views.
Yeah, that's fair.
They have realized there is a select group of maybe 1,000 people on the internet that have actually grown up hating DSP and will throw money at anything that's anti-DSP. It doesn't matter if it's coming from one of my mainstream detractors, if it's coming from Stuttering Craig and Side Scrollers, if it's coming from Steve Cambrian and his fucking show that came out of nowhere.
You cut out the begging when you cut out the begging, dude. You cut out the begging.
Shout outs to Steve Cambrian.
Or if it's from Kino Casino or anything. As long as it's anti-DSP, these morons throw money at it. Even if it's not genuine, they still throw money at it because they're not stupid enough, or they are too stupid to know better. They actually think it's all real, and they just enjoy throwing money at bullying DSP, despite the fact I'm still here.
I don't agree with any of it, man. I think that like some of them are so talented, and I just don't understand why they waste time. And I would never say any of their names because you just ain't the place for it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here.
All that does to call them out, it gives them exactly what they want. They feel like if you give the name drop, that's it. They got that notoriety today from filming this content, and that's why I don't do it. It's just not worth it. Yeah,
I don't blame you for that. But yeah, that's something I had to ask. I don't really like. I wanted to like understand the PPP thing and the detractor thing.
I get it.
I totally understand.
What?
Man.
I had to ask about that.
Fucked up.
I had to ask about that. All right, that was on the pre-show.
Did you ask me to before we started?
Yes. Is that good? DSP, you good with that? Are we good? Can I move on now, DSP?
I get it. I totally understand, man. I actually think PPP fucked up because he couldn't figure out how to run a fucking wrestling show. Wrestling won't get views. Tell that to JD from New York. Tell that to the Don Tony and Kevin Castle show.
JD from New York is a retard.
I don't know who he's talking about even. I was like, how could you forget those legends?
He's a fucking spurg. Literally the biggest spurg in wrestling, and JD from New York. That guy fucking loses his mind over everything. If that's your frame of reference, no wonder you're a fucking DSP moderator, dude.
Did you ever once consider that you can't get views in the wrestling realm?
Right. The thing
is, there was a comment in chat. Then there was a comment in Kick that said, "We want John Rambo."
He wants a certain level of attention or success, and whether that's views or money, that's what it's about. Even if you're having fun, right?
Remember, DSP's biggest goal for this year is to have a stream that gets $3,000. But remember, money's not important. Triple P's an asshole for thinking about that.
Like fucking Kino Casino, that's their thing, to make drama and make money off of it. So obviously they're gonna want as much hype and clout and drama happening so they can do their thing. Just like DSP wants as many 10 out of 10 games to come out so he can pretend to play them and beg people for money.
Yep. But all right. A big absolute. You're short. Go ahead, Len. You first.
Oh, there's a bit of a contradiction here with DSP. We was talking about how, he's judging it based on money, and he always uses money as the measurement of success. And he just talked about the detractors with this. They have all this talent, but they could never blow up. So he creates these standards of success that they have to live up to. But then obviously it doesn't matter if I have 3 people viewing me. So long as I get that $300, it's good.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating because he doesn't even entertain the idea that other people could do things without the expectation of money.
Yeah,
there's plenty of detractors who make videos about DSP and they don't earn a damn penny about it. It's not about that.
And also, he says about his YouTube. When he started coping about losing views on YouTube, he said all those people started YouTube just to make money. That's the only reason they start YouTube. Yep. So if you did a fake thumbnail, not a fake thumbnail, excuse me, a thumbnail that was appreciated by the algorithm, meaning using your face with a big emotions, actually, not having 20 videos a day, doing an hour-long video one day. He said all that stuff was, they just did that just because they want to make money. That's the only reason they did it, dude. That's like, well.
And then he did it and it didn't work for him. His life is just a series of moments where he has sour grapes about something, where he is denied something because he is too stupid, incapable, or incompetent, and then immediately pretends to not even want it. And everyone who wants it or accomplishes it is bad.
Yes. Yep.
Mm-hmm. I had tons of fun doing that.
And he'll stop trying after the very first try. He'll do it a couple times, not succeed, and decide that these other people must be cheating, and not even consider that they probably did it multiple times without succeeding themselves.
Yep, and Triple P bitched to him a lot about that, by the way. You can't just quit at one time, man. And wrestling's going to be gone so fast. If he doesn't latch on to Ethan Ralph, and next week's guest is someone like Cypress here, it's over. Kick is going to be over, too, but this is going to be way over. If he's get barely can hit the goal and gets 3,000 views on the replay, it's not going to last, man. Too much work for him.
I think that's why he was pissed off about having to pay $70 for the box of cards, because he knows he's going to fuck the show off in 2 weeks, so he's not going to get the full $630 of profit on it because he's charging $100 a pack. So.
That show with him, but it gets to the point where, we've got a shill now for an hour. No, we really don't. We don't have to make $600,000, $800,000 a show. Right. I don't need that. But he's used to that. To him, he's going to turn on the camera. He's going to start broadcasting. He wants to make a ton of money, and so that's why we had these giant bloated segments of him screaming at the audience, "Come on, open your wallets and do this and that." I didn't ever want that for the show. For me, this is something cool to diversify my content and to get back into something that used to be one of my hobbies. I think it's been a good show for the last 3 months. I don't know about the audience.
Yeah,
it seems to be
incredible retcon. Go ahead. Yeah.
The guy is used to making money with his time on the internet doing shows. And then he does a show with a guy that's satisfied by nothing. Low-key, he isn't. Low-key, what he's saying right now is complete bullshit. And he would rather get the maximum amount of money in a show, especially if there's somebody else to beg on his behalf in a more entertaining way that's going to get more money coming in.
Yes. Then why do we endlessly beg on our own content and also endlessly beg on this fucking wrestling shows? And he bought special gimmicks just for the wrestling show, but we didn't want to do any of that, guys. That's all. I didn't want to do that. Right.
I wanted to mention that he said, I don't need a show to make 1,000, and then goes on to say, I actually want to make 3,000 by myself later. But Sam, I need you to. I want to know if you're suffering this as well. They are not aligned. Their video feeds are not aligned.
Oh, yeah, no.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's very annoying. Once you see it, you can't stop looking. And Big Guy makes a great fucking point, as usual. If Triple P cared so much about the money, why did he give all the money to Phil several times after doing that show? Said you could just keep it if it was all about the money for him.
Financing trips and stuff.
Asking him to go to, I'll pay for you to go to Florida. And I know that, Keno would have got a nice video out of that. Would have got a lot of fucking views. It would have been very hype for them as well. But
Phil would have as well. Phil would have had a diary for when he was like, "Hey guys, I'm in Florida and look who I've met." Hello,
could you imagine the views on a DSP in the Wild video in 2025?
We would devour it.
Yeah,
we would be on that shit.
Salute your store.
Go ahead.
You go.
You got say Hulk Hogan to say something like "Felt the trolls, brother." Oh, that would be an animation that would play endlessly. Every time he got the goal, we would see Hulk Hogan come up there with Phil and say "Felt the trolls."
Yeah, can you imagine
his little smokers laugh and shit?
Bro, he wouldn't need to have that face swap of Hogan and him for the animation. He could have literally the actual Hogan with him. And he was like, "No, my wife and me cat."
Oh wait,
it's got separation anxiety.
Oh, you're worried about your wife and cat? Well, I'll pay for your wife and also the pet hotel. How about that? Oh, that's too gay though. Okay, got it. That's gay now.
I think you're a bit lonely.
Okay, got it.
So they want the show to continue. That's why I'm still doing it. But to me, if I have an off week where I don't even make $100, it's not a big deal. But to him, I'd say no. I'd say I have to be here to work and raise money, or else I can't pay my bills. Just being honest and real here. If I don't pay my bills, I won't have internet. I might, won't have anything. I have to work.
Yeah.
So.
Anyways.
So that's what I mean.
Where's that coal?
He couldn't just focus on wrestling. How are you going to have a successful wrestling show when you're not just focusing on the subject? When you're pulling yourself into drama over here and bullshit over here, you just have to make it a good show at wrestling first.
Yes. And here we are talking about it, but at the end of the day, I feel like PvP was a huge part of your show for a lot of weeks.
Yes.
So it inherently involved drama. But now that that's away,
75% of it.
He may say, "Oh, I don't care," and then care.
And they started this show with an hour of drama, by the way. So just letting you know, Cypress, if your goal is to not do the drama, you didn't do a very good job of it, buddy.
He doesn't care, and then cares when money comes in. And
also,
by the way,
yep.
Go ahead, Meerkat.
The only interesting part of the show.
Yeah.
What, the start?
Yes. And then everyone else dipped. It had less than 200 views. And Street Fighter views last night. Less than 100 views on a DSP stream was last night.
No.
98 was there for a while.
It
finally happened. We broke the 100 barrier.
We're finally in double digits.
All right, hold on. Before we move on from Cypress here, imagine so you see Cypress Imagine reading this super chat.
Tip here
I
for
wanted to add something real
$2.
quick
Oh, yeah,
before
go
we
ahead,
watch
Len.
this.
Pour it. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go.
I want you guys to remember that he started this off, Mr. Cypress here, by saying, I want to do a Grill Phil segment. What part of that was grilling Phil?
Well, let me think. We made him
The
grill
question
Triple
that
P.
DSP dodged.
Yeah, the question that DSP made up his own reality about, which was, how did you have Triple P on your show, I guess? Was that it? I can't.
Yeah, how do you have a wrestling show with a fake fan? Like,
well, remember,
how dare you?
To DSP, the grilled Triple P part was asking if you called my wife fat. That was the grilled Triple P segment. Let me grill
And
you
then
for a
asking
second.
chat, what should I do about it? Should I forgive him?
Yeah. All right, here we go. I thought now people are questioning my 100 call on YouTube. I swear that was the thumbnail at least I saw, but we'll show it. Hold on.
Of the night, we got a tip here for $2 tip.
Okay,
hold on,
$2
because
tip.
it closed on me.
Yeah.
From this says, this is some content I can sink my tooth into. I love it. I don't know what that's a reference to. Only one.
Oh, it's probably a reference to my teeth. That's all. Try again.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, like because
I mean, imagine
Need to
go
mention
ahead.
it. Yeah, this was exactly the same response as when Ethan Ralph, they got a tip about him eating us. This is exactly the same response. He knows exactly what they're referring to. He's fucking lying to this guy's face. Because he doesn't want the conflict of saying, oh, it's this. He didn't want to bring it up. It's like if he had a disability and how awkward and uncomfortable he'd be around him then.
That's why Jade can't come on.
Yeah.
Can't you just say, like, that's a troll tip, though?
Yeah.
Steve? Like, you think he knew? You're saying you knew he knew it was about the tooth, but he wanted to read it anyway.
Absolutely. I don't know what that's a reference to. Oh, that's what it is. Right. Okay. This is the first time I'm hearing about what Derek got up to on YouTube. No idea what's going on there.
I'll add to that.
Yes.
Steve. I'll add with, even if he didn't know, how come he doesn't know? His mods are supposed to know every single Detractor reference that exists about Phil and ban him on site. But this guy can't even have the courtesy to know one thing about this guy and ban it on site.
Yeah, he's a moderator, isn't he? You'd think he'd be a bit more aware of it.
Good point.
With that regard, and be like, you're on my side. I sort of want to protect you. So $2, troll tip, off. You know?
It's pretty easy, man. It seems like,
Played football back in the day. I got an elbow to the fucking mouth. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. It gives you.
Not to make this about the Cypress debunk stream, but I kind of wonder how you'd fit an elbow through a face mask, to be honest, my friends. But, all right, maybe it was flag football. Who knows?
I mean, to be fair, yeah, maybe like Phil herniated his back playing football, so that was like
Was
a
it
pretty
the same
dangerous
accident?
game. Oh, it could have been, yeah. Maybe they were playing at the same.
Maybe he was a kicker or something. I don't know.
Strength, something these fuckers don't know nothing
I don't feel the
about.
shirts
You know,
and the
it's
skins.
always hitting below the belt. It's
Shout out to Lance Catamaran, who has gifted a sub to No Sleep Real Vibes and Kirk in a Figure 4. Shout outs. Good name. All right. A few things we got. Let's to wrap. So that was the end of Smart Guys. We'll see who the guest is this week. People are got speculation running wild. I don't think it's going to be Mersh or Beardson then, I would guess, because again, Philip said that was not true, and this one turned out to be not true, but this was one of the worst shows ever. No one liked it. Barely hit the goal. Took a overtime Hail Mary to get the goal. We'll see how this goes. Okay, next up. Let's go to, we talked about the first comment was from Philip. Very sad boy writing the first comment after 7 hours of it sitting there. No comments. We do that. Next up, I do want to play this here. So this is from last night. Now, last night I might have see that. 96. See, I told you. Look at this from the thumbnail. Are you doubting Memology 101 on this one, chat? Unless it's maybe earlier.
Oh, thank God! It's look at him. Look at the picture they used of him.
So we're just gonna watch the last 2 minutes of this video. Great video, though.
It was a good stream. I restreamed it last night. It was,
okay.
It was, despite his low viewership, it was one of his better streams because he started off the stream pissed off. And it
good.
Didn't get any better throughout the entire night.
There you go.
It's a double layer of sadness because it was a good stream.
There we go.
Is it drop a move, drop a move, drop a move?
I might never play this again at this point because, as you guys can see, here we are, and we're almost done with tonight's stream. We've only got about 10 minutes left, and we didn't even get halfway to my support goal, and the game is a piece of fucking dog shit.
Oh.
So I just don't think I'm going to play it again. I think I'm done with it. I don't even see the point in playing it when it's so bad. No one even seems to care for it.
There you go. Started streaming 2 hours ago. 96 viewers.
All right, guys. 1 to 2 more matches, and I'm out of here. So last chance to support the stream.
Last chance, guys.
Not even halfway. It's a final stream of the week. After an insanely awesome, well-supported week.
You think there might be a causation there or no?
Last stream, and we're not even going to get halfway to the goal because of this fucking shitty game. So this might
wins.
Yep. Fuck.
I literally just stopped playing this.
And yes, Triple P, POP did win against DSP last night, I believe. I saw it on his Twitter. I don't know if it was on the stream or not, but I definitely saw that Triple P won. POP won on the stream.
And also,
yep.
DSP got perfected by Raw Phil again. So shout out to Raw Phil.
Shout outs to Raw Phil.
After an insane week to end it on a shitty.
Here's a clip from Agent Proper about this very same stream. So I'll risk it here. Agent Proper's career on the line right here. This is from the same stream.
Oh, look, the thing button, I can't do anything. That's the game.
We're getting very comfortable with that now, aren't we?
Shout out to Rebsy clip. Big ups, Rebsy, for that.
Fucking night of the terrible game.
I thought that was a shout out to Jade. I mean, I don't mean to joke about it, but what he described is pretty much how Jade would play the game. Unironically, no jokes.
No
well,
jokes.
It'd be better. I reckon Jade would have beaten him, like legitimately. And Phil would be like,
I
"Oh
don't
yeah,
think
through the
so.
match to let Jade have a win."
Yeah,
I think it's probably good.
I've seen the replays. I've seen how Jade plays, and you're overestimating him by a lot.
Yeah,
that's all I'm gonna say.
He can't play. It's fine.
Low support.
It's fine. It's fine.
I need to catch up on my Jade.
Really upsetting.
That's why DSP won't do it, by the way, because there's no good way to handle that, especially someone with his social skills, you know.
And that's terrible.
But they've got to be better than the way he is handling it, though. You know,
he's watched wrestling. Take the fall. It's fine.
Yeah,
no one believes
take
it.
You take the L. Take the L.
Thing. And then on top of that, as you guys can see, all week, I'm not even kidding you, all week, it didn't matter if I played Suikoden, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, Adam Fall.
I need a fact check on this. ALTS, somebody who knows a couple of things about the Japanese style language. How is the name of that game pronounced?
Okay, so
I've got it as question marks on the list.
Suikoden, right? Suikoden.
Okay, thank you.
Suikoden, right? But Philip says it about 18 ways.
All these games that I'm playing, these slow RPGs, oddball games. Dude, Disco Elysium. Every game this week, I was able to hit a support goal. I couldn't even get halfway to the support goal tonight playing Street Fighter 6.
Yeah. That being said, Chu did laugh at me when I tried to say it on my stream. She said that was still American style. So I am Americanizing it a bit, but it's closer to what DSP says.
Yeah, I trust you a lot more than I trust you.
I think this game is cooked. Honestly,
For what it's worth.
I think it's cooked and overdone. I actually think they fucked the game up so bad that there's just really no appeal for it anymore. I mean, I know you guys like fighting games, but there's nothing out there right now. Fatal Fury sucks, by the way, just for the record.
Oh, God.
I don't think I'm going to get Fatal Fury either.
He's not
I just
good
don't
with
think so.
non-Capcom games.
People broke the game during the beta and realized how bad it was. Every character has like an 80-90% combo in the corner. Every character has some broken mechanic that SNK is now hurriedly claiming they're going to patch and fix. The game is not polished at all.
Isn't that what beta is for, though? To fix those things? Okay.
Yeah.
Seems like that would be the benefit of a beta.
Also, is he acting stupid? Because I think the main reason why he didn't hit the goal is that the Dents are just waiting to give him money on his birthday.
Yes.
Because he already stated that he's expecting a huge amount.
Correct. Makes sense, right? Usually there's a correlation between those two things. And he's just $1,000 he got in a single day is just gone because it came from two people that haven't been back since, by the way, and made their account the day before they did that. At least the main one, whatever the fuck his name, Ken or whatever, who, funnily enough, on Kick itself, admitted to being banned on YouTube for calling Phil out for using the N-word. And he was banned on YouTube, makes an account for Kick, and then gives him $600. Very normal people here we're dealing with here. It's wild. It's just, that's the fact of the matter. He says he's the crypto guy or whatever. He didn't into the crypto stuff. But yeah, it's interesting. Big ups to Salute Your Snorts, who says DSP Politics is back. His tariff takes were 220%. That we don't have time right now to play it, but I know he did talk about the tariffs, and it was something else about what they mean and stuff. Did you see that, Steve? Any take on the tariff talk?
I did not know. No.
Okay.
But I'm glad that Meerkat mentioned Japanese pronunciations, because there is another thing that I think that we should quickly look at.
Please.
I sent you a quick DM.
Okay.
Because Phil brief as he's playing Pirate Yakuza, he opined on the subject of idol culture in Japan.
Oh, here we go. I got it up here.
That one, yeah.
Here we go. Oh yeah, this was good. This was good. Okay.
I hope you're ready because we're gonna have the best day together.
By the way, I didn't know this, but someone shared with me. This is based on a true story of something that actually happened in real life. An idol did a bus tour like this, and they announced that they were getting married. And the people that were there, like, lost their shit. People were throwing up because they're so disappointed. It was an announcement that she was getting married. But that was not why they did the thing. It was just she was doing a normal appearance on a bus kind of thing they do. And she announced that, and a lot of the guys lost their shit. But anyways, that's what this is trying to emulate.
All these dumb simps. Can you imagine? I mean, this is a real culture. You guys understand this, right? Like, this isn't, like, imaginary. In Japan,
yes,
they have culture like this. Obviously, this girl is just there to make money.
Why is why is Taylor Swift doing concerts, guys? I'm not sure. Is she doing that for fun or
the good of her heart?
Oh, okay, interesting.
To progress the concept of art.
Okay.
Push boundaries.
I think pretty much everyone does anything to make money, but all right, okay, go ahead.
Not really gonna be.
Not anything, but I mean things they do that require you to buy tickets, this kind of thing. I mean, generally that's made to make money. That's why you sell tickets to that kind of stuff. But okay, let's go.
Friendly with these guys. She's not going to have a personal relationship with any of them.
Yes.
They shelled out insane amounts of money to go on a tour where she's just gonna like be talking on a mic or whatever. Like, how bizarre. And this is their culture. It's so odd.
And by the way, yeah. Go ahead, please.
Let's be honest. People give DSP insane amounts of money for him to do the same thing he always does for free.
Yes.
So what is crazier?
Yes. Right?
Because it's Go ahead.
It is something that is in their culture for sure. But I talked to you about this. People still think these guys are losers in Japan too. You know what I'm saying? The guys that spend money to get on a bus with an idol, people do call them losers. So it does exist, but people still call them losers, right? I mean, I guess I don't know what Philip's point is here, but yes, okay.
Of course. You see what I mean? Like, what is happening here? This is a literal real culture. This idol fandom in Japan is like this. And I don't understand it. Like, okay, in the United States, there's definitely idols and fandom. But,
yes,
for example, think about the Kardashians, right? The reason the Kardashians are rich is because they had a TV show, and then that let them brand out into other products that people buy.
Because of their dad.
There's no one who's like,
yeah, I know,
literally following the Kardashians around in real life, tossing money at them.
And that's literally not true.
Yeah,
they do appearances. They would show up at bars just to be there, and you got to pay to be there or with them, around them. It happens with everybody. That's, there is literally people doing that.
Fish. I know, Miss Fish. I know you're thinking of Fire Festival with one of them there, wasn't it?
Wasn't PvP inviting him to a bar to do the same thing?
With Hulk Hogan? Yeah, with Hulk, and that's a guy.
Same thing?
Yeah, I mean,
weirdly, isn't this operating on exactly the same parasocial relationship as Phil does with his fans?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yep. This is just turning up to a live level 1 podcast.
Yes.
Basically.
Yep.
And also, at least it's with.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Len.
At least it's with an attractive woman, because somehow DSP manages to find a lower point past like simp-based behavior because sure, it's the same relationship. You're not going to have sex with Phil either, probably, but hopefully,
hopefully,
at least you're giving money to something visually attractive. You don't even get that with Phil. You get nothing with Phil, so it's more criticism towards him.
It's
yep.
I don't know how we can this again. Like Meerkat started the show with talking about the projection that's coming out these days. It's insane. And he said the Simps, like remember the Simps? We didn't even play the Simps with Kino rant that happened this week, I believe. Because you guys simping for Kino Casino, you let them only stream 3 days a week. That's why they do that. It's because you guys simp for them. What? All right.
And, I want to circle back to the Kardashians because he name drops them a lot and he is always wrong. They are famous because they are experts at marketing and branding themselves. And each one, even the most talentless, dumbest Kardashian has at least like 3 businesses that actually make money. Unlike Phil, who can't even brand one guy who plays video games. So there you go.
Who can't
also,
make
of course, their mom got him like engaged in a bunch of drama. Their mom runs everything basically. She gets them married to rich football players and stuff. So it's a business for them to be popular. They figured out how to make clout chasing a business, and they're really good at it, like it or not.
Yeah,
they're modern aristocracy.
And Kim did better with her May 1st equivalent than Phil did.
Oh yes.
You know what I'm saying? Spending all of their time on that. There are obsessed fans, but this is like they've actually commercialized obsessed fandom in Japan, and
they have not done that anywhere else.
Almost made it feel more mainstream and acceptable. Like in the United States,
we are coming to
more
this
mainstream and acceptable.
We are coming to this conclusion based on a Yakuza quest, by the way. just want to make sure that's clear. That's taking place in Hawaii. Thank you.
It's just like Japan for
There are people like this, but they're like on the fringe. They're like not accepted. They're the weirdos of society. In Japan, this is a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like
he's just said like that this is a main thing, and it's like no, it's not. They are weirdos as well in Japan. He's treating it like it's like mainstream and acceptable to be like
it's
this.
Like just normal people walking down the street, you know, saying like, "Yeah, guys, you going to the bus tour? Hell yeah, cool. She's gonna be there."
Actual obsessive thing, and it's okay. Like, oh, that's fine. Like, I don't think it's fine. I mean, maybe, again, I don't live in the culture. It just seems, as an outsider, it just seems so bizarre to me. You know what I mean? Like, these guys could be spending time having real-life, meaningful relations.
Please.
I think this also reflects on DSP's lack of personal interest. Because he doesn't have any interest in anything whatsoever. He can't conceptualize that other people might be more interested in something. Like, brought up Taylor Swift. There are people who follow bands around. They like the band. They're interested in the band. They like the community. They like the aspect. Because DSP is interested in zilch, he can't understand that.
Yep. And it's a waste of time if you are interested in anything and spend money on anything. That's also a waste of time.
Hobbies,
like, you dumb fuck. Someone that spent, once again, $3,000 on a mobile game this week. But yes, please tell us about how people are stupid for having hobbies.
Relationships with other people. They could actually be having, getting married, having families, but instead they're spending all their time and money obsessing and following someone who is just there to make the paycheck, to suck that money and pay to a corporation. Because really, the whole idol industry is corporate in Japan. The management, the training, even the music's not real. It's all
the X Factor or America's Got Talent or whatever aren't corporate.
Oh, those are very Indian.
Commercialized.
Those are Indian cool. That's all grassroots.
In Japan.
Yeah, look at this. I like this part too.
The management, the training, even the music is not real. It's all manufactured and then slapped on a group. So
the music is all manufactured and not real. That's never happened before in the history of American music. Definitely not. Definitely not over-commercialized music. It's never happened.
I just don't get it. But I guess if you grow up in that culture, and it's part of life there, then maybe it just seems a lot more normal. To me, it just seems bizarre.
Definitely.
Like,
last one.
My manager has always been by
I bet
my
there's
side.
loads of stuff that you do in your culture that seems bizarre to them. Because to them, you're alien as well. So.
Wow, they let you beg this much in America? Yeah, they do. It's a weird thing.
Announce we're
last thing, 44 seconds.
Getting married.
Yes, this is legitimately what really happened. I mean, in a game. There's a real life story that happened about this is based on.
That's great. Although, isn't it true? That in the idol culture, you're not allowed to have a relationship or get married. Like that's part of it. Is that if that happens, right? Then basically, there's no appeal anymore because these simps won't figure out that no matter how much money they spend, they'll never get with the idol.
There's a famous group called AKB48 that did have this policy famously, and that's what he's drawing upon. But this idol in real life did not have that policy. That's why she told everyone she was pregnant. I mean, she was getting married.
They purposefully can't be
By
in a
the way,
relationship.
I just want to point out, for no reason whatsoever, I want to point out this brief period in DSP history when he broke up with Panda Lee, and he was texting Kat and getting together with Kat, but he was acting single like a Twitch thought.
Yes. Mm-hmm. That's where we got the Instagram posts of just the face and saying things like
Christmas tree and then just red hair.
Yeah.
Actually, is kind of breaking the cultural norms of idol culture in Japan right now. Okay. My manager has always been.
So there you go. That's Philip's
also,
hot take.
Like what you were saying, Meerkat. Didn't that also happen with Panda Lee and Gamer Nicole or whatever?
Yes.
As soon as it came out,
legitimately happened
with Panda Lee. Gamer Nicole bounced.
She was making highlight videos.
He was a bit persistent in the DMs, wasn't he?
Yeah. Well,
despite them being.
That was Phil was trying to get Taco-chan, but she was with Shady K at the time. But yeah, so Gamer Nicole was making highlight videos, active in the forums. As soon as Panda got revealed, she dipped, and she was never heard from again. So there we go. Go on to Nicole. Big ups Nate Rivers said, don't forget that $66 donation was clearly faked. It came from an account that was only created then and there. Still room, ALT is young, and Cat fat as fuck. Okay, there we go, Nate Rivers. So that was the last night he got. Is that last night? I'm not sure what you mean, Nate Rivers. But yeah, a lot of people are talking about fake tips these days. I'm not sure where you stand on that, Len of the Range. Does Philip fake tips from time to time in your mind, in your theorydom?
Oh man, it's so hard to tell. I think that he did used to prime the tip jar, and that's because that's probably the most normal thing he's ever done in his life. And so that I can say he did. But then I also do see that he would do it. He would do it. I don't have any proof of him doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just wouldn't let detractors have a W, even though we don't care. And he'll fake whatever money he gets because he knows he'll get it later or whatever. I think he would, but I don't.
Yeah, we'll never know till he'll admit to it years down the road. Don't worry, guys. But yeah, GBRC says he begged so hard for $3,000 just to blow it. If you think about it, this is why he begged so hard. He had no spare cash. It's only the 5th he is cooked. Could be. Spent all the money. NW News says, and then make up a King Snake lie that tries to cover up for your stupidity and embarrassing trauma dumping, and then claim you're a victim too. That's the cool thing to do. To say you snaked them, now say you were a victim because of that snaking. Okay. Oh yeah, go ahead, Meerkat.
I don't think the King Snake saga is canon though. I think it instantly got retconned.
Yes, that was a
already
filler.
forgot it.
Yes,
Due to as a TV network would say, poor audience reception, so they just had to scrap it immediately.
It's like a fan fiction spin-off, not really official to the canon. Yeah.
Big ups for the gift bomb, Alex feature, and it also says Red Dwarf salute to you, Steve. There you go. Veradox says, is this co-host anything else? I feel bad mocking him for the tooth thing. If he's not also a bad person, I mean worse than just giving DSP a chance.
No, they mean the wrestling bloke.
yeah, the rest. I know. Yeah, I know. He's talking about Cypress, and he just appears to be semi-dented and not entertaining. Okay, I'll say that. Also, he tried to make content. He's addicted to. He has some videos of himself. He's just the search for a normal DSP fan continues. I'll put it that way. Okay, how about that? Fair enough. I don't think that's too toxic.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Okay. Grazing Poro says how to. Grazing Poro says how to train your modest store. Toothless here and Darziak. There we go. Gracie Poirot. There we go. Reno Ryan says, "It's just me, or has Phil's obsession with money has gotten way worse recently? He's always was like that, but it just seems like it's dialed to 11 now. I think that is because we're trying to save face because Keto broke up with us and we're feeling pretty sad. So we need more money more than ever because that's how we gauge acceptance from the general public is from money received." Right, Steve? What do you think?
Also,
Meerkat first.
Was this guy living under a rock when DSP chose the third path, which is, let me remind you, I will ask for contributions and you will like it. So yeah, This is totally on brand. This is literally what his content is supposed to be about. It's begging for money.
And you chose this. The other two options were not possible.
Yeah. But what we're seeing here is tolerance, because obviously spending is a what's the word I'm after, Ray? It's a coping mechanism, and coping mechanisms are great as long as they work. But the more you use them, the more you get used to them. So the more you need to do them to get the same high. It's a bit like drugs, taking drugs and building tolerance to them. It works exactly the same way. And so the more you use it, because you're going through more and more stress, the more you have to have. Either you have to have it more often or you have to have more of it in one go. So when you're very, very stressed, you're going to lean on your coping methods more. And when you've not got that many coping methods other than alcohol and spending, you're going to do both of them a lot because you've got nothing else to cope with the massive embarrassment that you've just done publicly. So you're going to need a lot of money.
And that's what we're doing right now. That's what we need 3,000 tomorrow. Step it up. Big ups to Dissension, who says, "No mirrors in this house, can't see himself. Feltard." Big ups to you, Dissension. JAZ says
he just has to look like 6 feet that way.
Yeah, good point. 8 feet away, we can see it perfectly. Definitely good setup. JAZ says, "This from the man that happily takes tips from people that lost their jobs, are going homeless, or bankrupt, and even from starving people like PWR." So PWR was a contributor to DSP. Yeah, he was a few times, right? Not a big one though, right? I can't remember.
It's on his Twitter. He put out a beg tweet saying, could somebody send me the cost of a Big Mac? I think it was.
Okay.
Burger King.
Yeah, it was a Burger King thing. So because he'd given all his money to DSP, he earlier tweeted that he got PayPal working and sent Phil tips. So
it's a begging pyramid scheme.
Yes.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. That sounds good to me, dude.
But he's not starving.
But that's what he needs at this point. He needs to set up a pyramid scheme to actually get people to recruit more dents. We need more dents.
Yes. Oh, yeah, and I didn't even talk about good thanks to the Camping Dutchman. Kingdom Hearts fan, this guy this week, I'm not going to play the clip, but he did a stream saying that I'm $1,600 in debt. I'm going to pay 40 of that, $1,800 in debt. He has donated to Philip. He donated to Philip a super chat, $20. Did that stream where he admits himself to being $1,800 in debt. Then tipped another 20 the very next day after admitting to be in this much debt. It's a big problem for him. So again, the search continues for a normal style person that is a DSP fan.
Speaking of which, totally unrelated shout out to Timbo Slice.
Yes.
If you know, you know.
Yes. Shout out Timbo Slice, legend. Guy Incognito says he is so asexual, and it shows. I agree. That's what I think. I don't think DSP is even interested in those disgusting girls. Who needs them? I don't even care. Fuck you. That's what I think. But I think he's given up on that aspect. Just trying to get W's over detractors is more important. Before we finish today, I have a throwback clip that is 1 minute and 11 seconds, and I thought was very funny that I want to share with you before we adjourn. This is from 12 years ago, and this is one of those videos I find somehow on YouTube still to this day. And this is after Philip was complaining about Tobuscus ads showing up on his own gaming channel videos, right? Remember when people said, "Hey, I'm pissed about Tobuscus ads coming up my videos. Why should they be trying to pull my viewers away to Tobuscus?" This is about that, okay? So keep that in your mind. Here we go. It's from 12 years ago. Look in the past.
What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Jay Jizzle, aka J5. I'm gonna talk to you about this Dark Side Phil bloke who's made a video going, these famous YouTubers, they do like nothing and they just get free money. Well, here's what's happening, Dark Side Phil. all these like ladies, right? They'd be watching people like Tobuscus's videos, and they're just sitting there and they're just rubbing their pussies, going, oh, oh yeah, and they're just having a good time, and that's just like porn for them. But you're not attractive like Tobuscus is. I mean, I'm not a homosexual, but like, he's a pretty good looking man. I ain't scared to say it. And mate, use that. So I don't think there's like ladies out there just going, oh, dark side Phil to your videos. And I think only Tobuscus like has bitches out there going, Tobuscus, play those games. And that's why he's heaps more famous than you. And that's why people watch his gaming channel. So best of luck to you, dark side Phil. I'm sure you're a great man. I just don't want to reach you.
What a king.
Was that the first work on your sexy?
What a king. Yeah,
Ooh,
honestly.
potentially, yeah.
Actually. Look at this guy. 12 years ago. What a king. Laying down the fucking law. He knows the truth. Look at this guy. Jay Jizzle Boom in the house. Shout outs to you, Jay Jizzle, wherever you are today.
We'll try and get you on next week.
Yeah. What do we say we finish with some band names? All right, guys? I didn't really get them ready here, so...
And
let's
names,
go.
Metallica, Megadeth,
Metallica,
Mastodon.
Megadeth. Ooh,
No,
good,
fuck
okay.
Megadeth. They took down our King of the Ring.
Yeah, fuck
fuck
them. All right, so we have PWR owns Phil. Philip Burnell confirmed 220. We have made more than 1K day before. There we go. Nice. King Snake styled regard real. And no sleep real vibes and Kirk in a figure 4 on the spectrum reel. Gay for good one. Gay for Troy Baker NFT. Very cool.
Okay.
That's because Philip called out Troy Baker for NFTs a long time ago. It's long. OBS tech support. Mentally unstable 220 reel. Rotten teeth. The smart guy. Yuck. My Pandalese was 17. Cat cancer not real. Okay, so there we go.
Hey, well done.
Parrot Burnell dying rabbit real. Doctor disrespectful. Let's see here. Casino always wins. Bunny out. DMs leak in. There we go. I like that. So, Bunny out, DMs leak in. Many eyes of the snort forts. Let's see. Can Derek come back now? Leanna's peaches are juicy.
Yes! Justice!
Cat's Ozempic supply.
Peaches in chat.
Low. Okay, so it's low. Why did you ban me, Andy? Legacy Beggar, Manchild Real. And one fade away. Let's say my favorite of the week so far was Rotted Ant, AUNT, sold condo. Rotted Ant sold condo. Or Diaz says... Big ups, chat. And that being said, PWR fears Lord Diaz. Effing coward. Well, you got him.
Coward.
You are living rent-free in PWR. In PWR's mind, Lord Diaz. You're a legend. Big ups to everybody for chilling today. Len, the Deranged, thanks for joining us today. And I will be with Len tonight, 8 p.m. Do not miss it. But Len, what's your final words for the beautiful people out there?
Well, I had Steve the Dead, if you don't mind me asking you, it can be a small question. What are your, are you retracting your thoughts on DSP having autism?
Ooh.
No, necessarily, no, because I still think that it is better explained than by narcissism than it is by autism. But I do accept that it is a spectrum, so we're all on it technically. So it could be, not denying the possibility that he is, but I think that narcissism is the better explanation for all these behavioral things.
There we go. Big ups, Len, for joining us. Steve of the Dead, any final words?
Just solidarity with the people in chat putting peaches in. So
all 220s.
The fact it just discontinues.
220s, all of them. Meerkat, final words, please.
Thanks for watching. Watch next time and watch the previous one and drop a like or something. I don't know. Thanks.
You're all legends. Thanks for chilling. I will leave you with Nerd Brew's new song. He has promised, I have not heard this yet, but I will trust Nerd Brew put together a banger for us here, and we will finish with that. You're all legends. Thanks for chilling, everybody. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Actually, I'm back because the song is not out yet. It was a teaser, so. Oh, no, here it is. I found it. No disaster right here. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Not disaster. Bye. All right, now I'll fade away. Bye-bye.
The nights feel colder, I'm here all alone, drinking gin and pulling Hogan's on my phone. Then I saw you appear on my TV screen. I typed in your chat, hoping I'd be seen. You are the person that I wish I could be. I am stuck here on my own, wishing to be free. Your love for retro gaming is enough for me to stay. I wish I could stream the games that you play. Andy Warski, you're my gaming soulmate. Your streams go on, I fight to stay awake. My wife doesn't know about this gay crush on you. Oh, Mr. Warski, what am I supposed to do? Hey, Andy, I need your attention, please reply. Together we could become established allies. I think together we could make a great streaming team. Being with you is my only dream. My love for Rambo was just a thing from my past. Most of my friendships don't seem to last. My love for you is greater than triple P's. When I see you, I light up with glee. You're so nice to me when I'm in your chat. I'm so sorry for all of my spam. I try to improve to be a better man, but it's so hard, I don't think I can. Andy Warski, you were my gaming soulmate. Little did I know that you were only a snake. I feel betrayed, you were my greatest loss. This was all a troll, just for what cost. Hey there, Andy, now you were just one of them. A stupid mouth drooler with a messed up head. I thought you liked me, but now that's gone. And I'm back down to level 1.